Damn, that's smooth. Thanks to Riley's father for that one. Episode 4. Let's go with Junior. It's kind of a hard one to say. Let's go with Junior. HLT? It's weird. Fucking stupid. I wish we could change that, but that's what it is for now. Everybody, yo, whoever's watching, listening, pretty humbled to have this dude sitting right across from me right here. Jared Preslar. Correct, sir? From Lucky Bamboo. Owner-operator, Lucky Bamboo.
Correct. Yep.
Badass fucking tattooer, man.
Nope.
A sneak. I watch your shit. I got to reach out to this guy. I got to see what this fucking dude's all about. And fucking here he is. It is weird, man. I appreciate it.
No, thank you.
Humbling.
Yeah.
Very humbling.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and thanks for having me.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I always start my show off with stuff. Weird little you'd have to listen to it to see it, but I do these little quotes and stuff like that. So this one I got kind of a little narrative thing to keep. So let's see. Small things in my life, like we talked before here a minute ago. I probably should have waited, but I'm a subtle guy. I think that all our weird answers for people. I'm into connecting with people. I'm infatuated with being understood when we communicate that you don't have to agree with me, but that you understand me. That's all I care about. So, because I can disagree, I don't care. I'm easy. I think disagreeing is whatever. I think that's an insecure thing, right? So I'm into like really connecting with people however I have to. So I'm always trying to figure out different. I don't know if you're into any leadership shit, but I'm psycho about all that. So I've discovered that the very things in life I want or I need, I don't give. I want to be treated better. I want better this. I want better that. I want more money. Man, you got to give that shit or you ain't getting it, right? Reciprocity is a real thing. So I'm trying to retrain some stuff here with all that. But here at Highline, we crave connecting with people. It's not a money thing to us. We're very much about connecting with a person. I don't care. I think I have 1,600 followers, not so irrelevant. But to me, it's quality is more than quantity sometimes. And I'm infatuated with connecting with people, meeting them, and getting what they're all about. Because nothing in life has meaning except for what we give it. Perspective, dude. I'm a huge perspective guy. So the more people I get giving me perspective, especially when it opposes me, I love that. I like to be challenged. I want you to, like, whoever, make me change my mind. I think that's dope, man. I think that's what we're lacking in the world all around. Independent thought, man. I'm all about it. I'm not very educated, but I roll. So very passionate, dude. So with all that nonsense being said, thanks for coming, man, for real.
No, yeah.
When you said yes, I was like, what the fuck? Is this real right now?
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. We used to do quite a bit of things, or we tried to do quite a bit of things.
As a shop.
Oh, yes, as a shop, trying to, bring community together. I eventually just gave up. And like I was telling you before, when we first talked briefly, I was explaining that I just keep my head down and mind my own business, basically because of bad experiences that I've had in Utah.
One guy fucks it up for everybody. I hate that shit.
It's been
Or 25.
it's been numerous guys,
and I don't have any other than what I know. So that's why I'm a seeker of knowledge, right? I'm psycho about knowledge, and I think that I believe the only time we actually learn shit is when we teach it. You can make up all the stuff and you think you know. I love knowledge, man. So I want to meet you guys you're an OG, man. You've been 97, right? Is that what it said? That's what your bio thing said. 97, you started tattooing in 97.
Yep, that's when I did my apprenticeship.
Dude, that's fucking 17 years old, bro.
Yeah.
How old are you? Can we not say that?
No, yeah, I'm 43.
Word, I'm 40. Well, 39.
So
where'd you go?
Yeah,
Are you in this area the whole time?
No, not the whole time.
Like born and raised, school, that kind of thing?
I was partially raised here and partially raised in Las Vegas.
Gotcha.
And then I came back when I was 17
Cool.
to Utah. So
It's crazy, man. What drew you to tattooing? When did it click? You're like, I'm tatting, man. This is my thing.
12
12 years old.
when I told my parents I wanted a tattoo. My
Wanted to get one or give one?
give one. Yeah, that was my Mormon parents, so it went over well, right?
You just said it, and they're like, no.
So-
Rejection. You're like, I'm doing this.
So how it happened was I used to get magazines from a store that I lived nearby. Usually, I think it was Heavy Metal magazine.
Vegas?
And no, this was here. This is when I was younger here, in Layton, actually. And I saw an article of, it was Phil Anselmo, it was Pantera.
Dude, I love,
Yeah.
Word.
So he was just talking a lot about his tattoos, and he was showing me his tattoos, and I was fascinated by it, right? As far as,
Scarred.
yeah, just really drawn to it, and it was ever since then, right?
What about it though? What do you think it is? Just the edginess of it, the wrong, the not so. That was me. Like, I like to do anything that everybody's. If everybody's doing that, I'm gonna. Religion, all these things are that way to me. If everybody's doing this, I'm gonna stand back and I question everything. Why are you doing that? Tattooing was so edgy and nobody did it. I was like, damn, I want to do that shit.
Yeah, I'm the same. So yeah, it was mysterious.
Yeah.
It was unique. It's just not common. So I'm the same. I'm attracted to things that aren't common, that are original and rare. You know, whether it be music or art, just things that stand out.
And
to me.
impossible to achieve if you don't dig like a motherfucker. You can't just go to the store and grab. Yeah, there's so much to it. That's me. I love that.
Yeah, and the same thing. I know earlier you were saying, you're attracted to good people. So I'm attracted to genuine people, which is, basically the same thing. But so that is 100% quality over quantity to me as far
For
as
sure.
people in my life.
That's it. That was the following thing. I'm trying to be patient. I've only been doing this 11 years, man. So respect to all you guys that have done this so much longer than me. I would love to learn more what I don't know. But yeah, I did it all backwards, bro. I know that. I know it's a cliche. I know it's looked down upon. I'm a guy. I'm a self-taught dude. That's a fact. That's how it is. Everything I do is that way. Everything. I took an apprenticeship. So I'm actually a journeyman lineman as well. This power line shit, I don't know if you know what they are, but like that H structure up there. I build power lines as well. So that's my crowd. That's my journeyman lineman. So I've been doing that for 25 years or some shit. But that's the physical grind of me, right? But this, the art part of me is what like we just talked. It was all just that. I just drew me to it, and I approached several people. I don't name anybody. I'm not into that shit. I don't talk no shit on nobody. We're better than they are, right? No.
But you're better if you don't talk shit.
And I didn't, unless they know it, right? If they know it, I'll say it. But so I've approached a few different people, and this was supposed to be later, but I'm just in it here. So it's like I got that weird. I'm strange, dude. I'm such an alpha guy in my world. It's hard for me to have a door slammed in my face when I'm asking and presenting to people. And man, you ain't this or you ain't that. And like, I'm not asking. I am asking for, what we can do to better this career, like start this apprenticeship thing, right? To me, it doesn't make sense that it was so incredibly, it does, but it doesn't. It's so incredibly hard to even start somewhere. I got so cold-shouldered, and the whole industry is so incredibly push-offish. And I'm a people guy, so I'm like, man, I get it. I think now that I am where I am, I understand why, and I respect it. But it's, do you think it's inevitable. Anybody can get it online. They can do whatever they want, and just, what's your thought on how that works? I mean, apprenticeship all the way, because I've apprenticed these two girls, and they are fucking amazing.
This is a very, I think, deep and multiple faceted subject, but
And you don't have to don't even worry about it. But if you, whatever you want to say about it,
I think that there's a lot of things that are wrong with the industry, right? And I for one, so I'll give you a little bit of background since this is make more sense, but probably about, I think it was 8 years ago, I was invited to a roundtable meeting. It was a think tank, and it was some of the best artists in the world, right? That I was sitting at this table at, and
where was that at?
It was at Keystone. It was at one of the Paradise tattoo gatherings.
Fucking cool.
And so I was invited because of things that they knew that I was doing here as far as pushing legislation. And I was, I've been involved in getting, I think we lack huge regulations here in Utah
On
and
stuff.
tattooing.
Oh, okay.
Tattooing regulations, lack of tattoo licensing, just proper regulations, proper standards. Right. And so I was doing that. I was doing that for about 10 years. Got a lot of pushback from people in the industry here on a local level.
So you got invited to that thing, and then what?
So that's how I ended up being invited. They knew what I was trying to do here on a local level. Yes.
Got it.
So I get invited, and it was again, I don't want to name any names, but it was probably a dozen, what in my opinion, a dozen of the best artists from around the world. Some of them from different countries, and
that'd be fucking scary in itself.
Yeah. And it was probably a 2-hour conversation. I think we were talking about those sorts of things, about how do we protect the industry? How do we stop people from just waltzing in? How do we regulate the sales of tattoo equipment? Like all these things that I think are lacking, and so do a lot of people. But then you have this other part of the industry that doesn't want that, and they think that we're pirates and we've regulated ourselves for so long, and that's true, but it's also caused more harm than good doing that. We can regulate ourselves and we can create our own standards, but we don't.
Right.
And we haven't.
So how do you fix that? Because that was actually at the bottom of this thing was, how do we fix that? How does that, because that's how that's how I did it, dude. I got so many no's. I'm not a no guy. And I'm like, no, I'm not only going to do this, I'll be the best in the world. I'm very driven. So I just did it. And I don't know how to fix that. So
one, I think there needs to be an actual accredited education system.
Agreed.
A tattoo university ultimately, and even people hearing that are gonna.
That's the thing.
Right, ooh. But there are a lot of big name artists that support that we've already talked to. Me and my partner Ben, and he has a studio in New Mexico. He was actually the chairman of the body art board there for years, and he's the one who lobbied and created a lot of the standards in New Mexico. We've been forming. We originally met through Crash of Tattoo Artist Magazine. He introduced us because he knew we were trying to do similar things in our states. And since then we've been connected and we've been working on things. I've gone down there and we've had whiteboard meetings and brainstorming, and we've started forming a tattoo association. So we have the website being built. Our plan behind that is to hopefully get self-regulate through membership and through community.
Union-y kind of.
Kind of, yeah. Kind of we regulate ourselves since we've gone the way of legislation and it's failed basically. And it's,
why are they failing it? What is that problem?
Well, so
yeah, I mean it's complicated. I know.
So Ben, for example, he's got his standards in place. He even got apprentice standards as far as you need to do this many hours, and just everything. The teacher has to sign off on it. It was a great structure, but then nobody was enforcing anything. And then you have certain political parties or interests that were pushing to deregulate after he spent that much time regulating, right? So it becomes political, and so him and I last we talked like, geez, maybe this wasn't such a good way as far as his example in New Mexico, and maybe what we need to do is do it more from within instead of out.
On a state level, or what do you?
At national and worldwide level. What we wanted to create was an umbrella organization here, and just get standards in place so everybody's on the same game. Basically say, hey, so if this studio is a member, they're part of us, then they have the green light basically through us as far as
having a permit and able to go buy a gun way quicker than the guy that don't. You've done your stuff.
Yeah, no. Yeah, exactly. Like this person is approved. They've met the standards that we've put in place as an industry.
Yeah. So how do people approaching shops? We get approached all the time. Still, I don't know why. If they bug you, do people just randomly call you and ask if you're hiring apprentices all the time?
Yep.
We're a nobody. I'm I'm very small in comparison to you and these other people that I very much respect. Like how do you? So how does how to? It's just that it's that old school because I know all the story. I study the culture heavily where it's man, it was brutal back in the day. You probably went through some of that stuff, but you ain't getting in this shit. It was just that way, and it's so respect that, but so in my brain for productivity I think there's more people in the world that are good than bad, and I think a lot of people want to do the right thing. So people find the way, man. Have you listened to Guy Aitchison shit about any of this?
Yeah. I've had conversations with Guy about.
You've spoken with Guy
like
Aitchison? I'm done. Yeah. Motherfucker. I got his encyclopedias right over there.
Oh yeah.
You got those, dude? They're fucking cool. Anyway.
Yeah, no, he's a good guy. We've talked, him and I, about some of this stuff, and
love to meet that fucking dude.
Yeah, no, he's a good guy. He's been a pioneer as far as education in the industry. So
you can feel it, like he cares, right? Trying to make like you're doing, man.
Yeah, no,
I'm down, dude.
He does care. Like I said, I think he started he started educating like almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
In the industry, doing something that nobody else was doing because it was like taboo, right? It was frowned upon because
what happens with that, right?
You're sharing trade secrets,
that's
right?
It.
And but that's another way that the industry went wrong.
That was my other point to that. That's exactly how I got in the craft so it's not always, I don't know, there's so many gray areas to me. It's like, I know that's not the way, but that doesn't necessarily mean, that's because I respect this craft with my heart and soul. I bled for it. God, everything I got is invested in it. It's not, there's no, but I did it the way everybody looks down upon, and I know a lot of guys that have. I could name 20 names right now that that did it the same way, and I'm open to just say that, and I'm proud of the struggle. I'm not necessarily proud of, I know it should have, could have, would have, whatever. If my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. So there's no if. I did what I did, and I'm very proud of what I've done. And so it's just weird if we could figure out a way to. There's people that are so insanely ready for stuff that just get shunned away. But I guess if you're ready, I guess you'll do what it takes, though, too. I guess that's the other part of that. I don't know. That's complex, bro.
I think so. I mean, I have the, belief that if you want something bad enough, you're going to get it.
You'll do what you're going to do.
Yeah.
But you'll do it by the rules. That's what I'm getting. Like, play by our rules or you're not doing this shit. Like, I respect that.
Well, there's a lot of things about that in the industry that I don't like and I don't agree with, right? There's inner circles within the industry, and if you don't have some certain groups or peers' approval, then you're never going to be involved in these inner circles, right? And that's one thing I don't like about the industry.
Clicky.
Very, very clicky, yep. And like I said, if they don't like you for some reason, then good luck, right? But that can be good and bad, you know, like somebody we were talking about earlier, which I won't name names.
Right.
That person has had that exact struggle because he's done everything so wrong that the industry has rejected him, and they don't want him to be part of those inner circles. So, it's good and it's bad, but I think it's more bad than it is good.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I respect that. And that's why I'm super vulnerable, dude. I say whatever, and that's a true thing. I did what I did, and so that's another huge. That's why I'm so happy. I'm very humbled you even showed up here to be. I thought it would be the cliche word that I don't use about the going over there to that house, and maybe you didn't know the studio was here. I don't know, but I'm just humbled that you give me a second of your time to talk, man. This is dope. That I don't know. It's a perspective. We can't see things the same. That's impossible. Close, but that's impossible. We can't see anything the same. We all have such different, behavior gets involved in all that stuff. So I don't know that there's no perfect answer to everything. So we like blanket things. And I don't know how broken that is or what, but it's hard to just, like law enforcement, get rid of cops. Let's just get rid of cops. I don't know. I appreciate anybody's opinion, but that's fucking ridiculous. We need that structure, right?
Right.
There's always going to be a thing. It's like, I don't know, man. It's just tricky.
Yeah, well.
Because then I feel like, shit, that I did what I did, and then I have that out there in the world too. But I'm happy to say it, and I'm proud of what I do and have done. So I just don't know how to break all that shit up. And I think it's this. I think human talking instead of talking about You talk, you meet somebody, that's knowledge. If we're talking about each other, we don't know each other. Like, I think that's what we're all missing. I think I've talked to a few other artists that didn't even know anything about this or that and just talking all this weird shit. And it seems like the more negative feedback I got, the less knowledge was actually there about what was happening. Like, if you're educated about all that, I don't think you just sit and talk shit like that. You don't even know who I am. I'm just approaching people trying to get them to come here. It's really strange, man. So I was jacked when your vibe was chill and you wanted to check it out. I respect that.
Yeah, no, and like I told you, I feel the same way. You know, I don't. It's an honor to be here, even though we don't know each other. But I still
now we fucking
appreciate the invite and the desire, of what you're trying to do. I think a big part of the problem, as far as that goes, is what I noticed, like when I first started trying to change regulation, as I went about it, I was spearheading it, right? So I was taking it on myself for the most part, and had some assistants and employees helping me contact state officials and the governor and different people I talked to.
Trying to tighten regulations.
Yes, get proper standards in place. Like, for example, I don't know how it is here. Well, this is Davis County.
Yep.
So,
to my knowledge, the first and only legal facility in Davis County in a home.
Okay,
but we wrote the laws in West Point for it. It was dope. Anyway,
okay,
it was a lot of work.
So in my studio, for example, so you're regulated by the Davis County Health Department.
Very much.
Okay, so for example, they don't require that we use barriers. They don't require that we use clipcord sleeves or bottle bags or any sort of barriers. It's not in the regulation. That was one of the things I was trying to put in there. And we're at a health department meeting, and I got people arguing with me in the meeting that they shouldn't have to use clipcord sleeves, right? And I'm looking back and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you don't want to spend pennies to use a clipcord sleeve just to make it,
See,
cleaner.
that's ignorance. And these are people that went through this apprenticeship and had this structure and got taught. That doesn't ever mean that we got it right? Tricky.
Yeah, it's
passion, dude. There's a lot about passion.
Well, so what I found, for me, I'm thinking what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to protect the industry, right? That's my motive. And I'm like, how are we arguing about this right now, Red? I'm trying to protect what you're doing, what you're part of, and I'm getting all this kickback from it. And, well, what I found, and we're going back on psychology again, is because I wasn't including them, they were opposing me.
You were superior in the conversation.
I guess so. So my partner Ben, who I talked about earlier, he experienced the same thing. So he switched up and he started going to all these studios and becoming friends with them and having them be part of the change. And he was successful that way versus him just trying to do it on his own.
Dude, there's a lot to say for just talking to somebody.
Yeah,
these fucking shit works. You're like, dude.
Well, and for some it won't. Still, some of them will still reject it.
And quicker, right?
Yeah.
Then you have like I said, the knowledge shit's no joke. Like, I know I hate that guy. Fuck that guy for X, Y, and Z. Much respect. Like, but people that complain about shit, that bitch, that moan, that want to reconstruct, don't know anything about what they're talking about. They're not as educated usually as you think. They just like, fuck, I hating Taylor Swift. Fuck, I love Taylor Swift. Whatever. Look at stats. Look at information and really what's happened to her. And everybody fucking hates her just because they hate her. Like, why? Do you know anything about her? And see, that's all I mean. It's like, there's this thing. People just talk shit on everybody. And I'm like, dude, you don't even know who the fuck that guy is. So I struggle with that, bro.
There's I'm really big into Stoic philosophy. I'm big into philosophy, period. But I don't know if you've ever been into Stoic philosophy. But
very little.
Marcus Aurelius is one of my favorite philosophers. And just so I don't botch this, I'm going to pull this up here.
Totally.
Let's see.
I'm into knowledge, dude. All of it. I love it.
This is one of my favorite quotes of his. It's everything we hear is an opinion, not fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth.
Dope.
And if more people realize that, then you would, number one, you wouldn't get so emotionally triggered and you'd be more apt to listening because you know that it's not fact, it's opinion, right? All these things we see on social media and everything, the things that people are deeming as facts, they're not facts. They're not. They're opinions, right? And they just have it mixed up. They don't know that.
That shit's tricky, dude.
Yeah.
But it's incompetent. Yeah, it's that's the only time people have that is if they don't know. I swear to God, that's how it works.
Well, they get so emotionally triggered because of that, because what they're holding is they think they're facts. So it's this.
Or you think they're just insecure that you actually have substance and they're like, I got nothing, man. Yeah, fuck you. Like, it's a almost immediate wall they put up and don't even want to listen because you have stuff and they don't. I don't know.
I don't know. So one of the things, I've been very outspoken since the front of this virus thing, for example, right? And I've talked a lot.
I've seen all your shit, bro. I dig it.
I've talked a lot about it. I've got death threats over it. I've got like, I hope you and your family get it and die.
Fuck
like
all
shit.
You. Whoever did that.
Shit like that.
Don't talk shit.
And they go like, just stick to tattooing. But what they don't know, and I've been an SME for years. I'm a subject matter expert in health and safety and infectious disease, right? And so I think I'm pretty educated to talk about virus transmission and viruses, and other pathogens.
Right.
But they don't know that. They don't take the time to, well, hey, what's your background? What makes you feel like you can talk about this? Instead of like, you have no business talking about this. Somebody tell me I have no right to an opinion about this.
You fucking have the right to anything you want, bro.
So
that's so stupid, man.
That's
See, that's the jealousy. That's a whole bunch of stupid behavior problems. We're not educated. We act on impulse and emotion and educate. Whatever the fuck you're talking about, educate. So I try not to speak to anything I don't know. I will not bullshit you at all. And I think that's how I connect, in my opinion, well with the people I do have. I'm just real. Whether it's good, bad, whatever you take it, that's on you, man. But I'm going to give it how I see it. I'm not going to be derogatory. Never, try to be horribly ignorant to somebody. But the truth is brutal cool, man. And when you get told something that's gnarly, a shitty comment, shitty tattoo on whatever the fuck it's on Instagram, listen to that shit, right? So I don't delete them. Well, we delete them. But I'll take that. I'll take that shit. That's your opinion of me. I respect that. I don't agree with you, but I'm like, damn, man, tell me why you hate that tattoo. They will never say a word about it. They're gone. So it's just poking as weird, man. Instead of joining somebody in success and helping and supporting, it's easier to tear people down and try to make our insecure stuff look better. It's fucking ridiculous. That's what I'm trying to get rid of. In my world here. I hate that.
Well, in my weakness, and I know it's my weakness, is when that happens online, I have no problem debating or talking about something in a respectful manner, right?
Right.
Once people go to name calling and stuff like that, I'm like, I lose my shit, essentially, right? And I don't necessarily like that about myself, but the disrespect is just, it definitely is it's a trigger for me, right? That's a problem for me, and sometimes I will go to blocking because I don't want to deal with this. Since I've been talking about the virus, and I've lost between 5,000 and 6,000 followers over virus shit.
It's interesting.
Right?
So I'm not very old. I'm getting older. 40, I guess I'm 40. But dude, I'm starting to really. I'm so open anymore. I didn't used to be. I think it's an age thing. I don't know. But the older I get, the more interested I actually am in everything everybody has to say. I don't care if it's bad. I don't care what it is. I want to hear it. And we had one guy post something about my life coaching thing that I did. And you want one more of that, bro? Grab it if you want, right there. There's more ice too. You want ice?
Oh no, I still got some.
Let's get some Jeremiah weed up here. Sponsor me, fuckers. No, I'm just kidding.
It's good
Is
stuff.
it dope, dude? It's good shit. Is that the root beer one?
Nobody's having any? Is that what?
You were. Dre was having some.
I'm the only one.
I have some in the bag.
Yo, shout out Dre Rocca. Throw out the fucking. I missed that one. I'm just intrigued in this conversation. Sorry. Where the fuck was I at? The comment about the life coach thing. The guy, he knows who he is. He'll hear it. Stupid question gets a stupid response, right? It wasn't thought well. It wasn't even meant to come out that way. It was just how we all perceive it. Perception's everything to me, right? It's all we have. He said, and what's a life coach? I'm not, back up. Start the conversation with, I'm not trying to be a douchebag. You don't start a sentence like that. That automatically sets everybody up to thinking you're a fucking douchebag. What's a life coach? Me, so she's a little more gets defensive and fired up. In my opinion, this is just my humble opinion. Defensive people, they're taking it. That's wrong. To me, to be defensive is you're letting it happen. You're letting them do. I'm getting better at just letting it go. Like, cool, man, I appreciate that. I think 9,000 other people think you're fucking garbage. So anyway, he posts this thing, and I didn't say a word. 5 minutes later, one of our clients just ripped him apart. I didn't say a word. So when you're strong and you're and you have integrity, and I think people like your backing is always there with you, and it almost feels like you got like an army with you that you kind of have to worry. I don't know. I'm not a big frontline guy. I'm very much. I just feel like I'm just with my people all the time. I'm not some big out there trying to make a hear me roar kind of thing. But yeah, it was just funny to watch the client tear him apart. I didn't have to say a word, dude. I was like, that's respect right there.
well, and I'm sure you've heard this quote, and I first heard this quote a long time ago about, that lions don't concern themselves with the opinions of sheep. And I've been trying to remember that when I'm, reading some of these comments and stuff. And also, it has a lot to do with my history and my teenage years of why that sets me off so much and why the disrespect sets me off. And I would like to be better with it so that it doesn't create a need for me to want to defend myself ultimately, right? Like that's what it causes or creates in me.
But it's such a normal thing. That's why it's normal to do that. She gets really angry and I'm I'm a redhead, man. I got a temper, but I'm starting to like understand like, no, that's what they want, man. Like the one lady anyway, I never argue back with anybody. I'll listen to you. And then when you're done, I'll sit and smile at you. It's like punch me in the face and I'll sit and smile at you. And they're like, the fuck, that dude's crazy. It fucks with people. I don't respond. I'll thank them for the horrible whatever they said. We don't get it ever. It's happened twice, I think, but it wasn't anyway, long story. It wasn't my tattooing, but we've had a couple of. But it's their opinion, man. You can't change that. I'm like, I respect that, man. I don't know if I respect that. Thank you very much. Like, I think everybody else disagrees with you, but that's fine. I don't know how to go about doing it, but that's just the way I go at it But I don't have near the time in this you do, man. I'm 11 years, half the time you've been doing it. You got a lot of exposure, bro. A lot of people.
Well, I think if I could not have the emotional response, then I could reply in a way that I would be happier with, right? But it's me getting pissed off that sometimes I even go back and edit what I said, like, I maybe should have waited till I wasn't.
And then you fight
pissed off.
Like, why did I do that?
Yeah, because I don't want to have people think that that's who I am, but of course I'm human, and
right.
There's things that piss me off, and especially where if I'm voicing something on my social media, and I've never come on yours and been an asshole to you, then why are you going to do it to me?
Right.
So I just think the intolerance in today's culture is an epidemic, right? It's a huge problem of the emotional immaturity and the intolerance of people.
Which comes when you don't have the knowledge of what's happening, right? I think it's a direct response of not really knowing what's up. You don't understand it, so you just go emotional, right? You can't calmly think about, well, what the fuck's going on here? That's what I feel. For me, it is anyway.
No, yeah, I think
that's how I don't answer these fucking clowns. I'm like, okay, I got you, man.
Well, so
it's hard though.
So for example, it was 2 weeks ago. I went and had dinner with a guy that was arguing with me on social media. He's part of Black Lives Matter, and because there's been some things that I've been vocal about on my social media about that, and it's created issues as well.
Sure.
And so I said, look, you want to meet up?
You went to dinner with this guy?
Yeah, I bought him dinner. Yep.
Was he a white guy?
No, he's a black guy. Yeah. I just said, hey, you want to meet up and talk? And, if you want to talk, I don't want to do this back and forth stuff on the internet, but if you want to have a conversation and try to understand each other, like I'm down with that. So he took me up on it, and we met for dinner and, talked about things. I don't think that I left with a better understanding at all, but because that's another multifaceted thing. And something I learned, which is very interesting to me, and I don't know if you know this or not, but Black Lives Matter, TM, trademark organization, is an admitted Marxist organization, right? They believe in taking away heritage and history because it makes people easily defeated. And it promotes violence and, literally meets the term of domestic terrorism. And then you have Black Lives Matter, the movement. And then you have offshoots of it. And you have some people that it's not political to them at all. It's all about the movement. And then there is a huge political side to it. And then there's a Marxist side to it. So there's all these facets. And a lot of people don't understand why there's some people that are so against it. Because they're like, well, I just want to be heard.
Because they're not educated, bro. Listen to you talk about it. I don't know. I didn't know half of that.
Yeah.
You know so much about it. You have the right, in my opinion. Everybody has the right to do whatever, but It's easy to articulate. You understand it. You've read. You know what I mean? I respect that. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks. If you're educated, you're educated. It doesn't matter if it's good, right, bad, wrong. Every fucking life on the earth matters. I don't give a fuck what color you are. That's my opinion. Yeah. I'm very simple. I don't care what color you are. I don't see colors.
Well, and that's what I was trying to
tattooer, goddammit.
That's what I was trying to explain to him, because
everybody's cool, man.
It's the same thing what we talked about, trying to push regulations. So when you have an organization that is rooting for one race and leaving all other races out, even though it's saying like, well, it's all of us, you're going to meet opposition, right? Because you're going to have pushback. Like, well, no, this is, to me, I don't like that. I don't like that it's just about one race, because all races are being targeted by police, right? Like, you look at statistics, and Latino, white, like all races are being killed.
Yeah.
So it's,
we don't talk about that though, right? It's just the one.
Yeah, just the one. I mean, there were 9 last
but that's
year.
like, that's as simple as, same thing to take off on that is, I talk to my wife a lot, like, you ever find yourself, when you have an argument with somebody, this is my research, 99% of the time, it's not even about the fuck what just happened. It's about a building to that point that cracked it. So it's like, the one little black guy, cop thing, white guy, we have a law enforcement, throw his fucking ass in jail. That's why we have our system. Next. But it's like, it wasn't even about, it's just all the shit adding up, right? And oh man, social media has just got everybody thinking they know shit, and they, just because it's there, that's the information thing. People aren't really well educated, and I'm not on this subject at all. I just know what I feel, and every human matters to me. I don't give a fuck what you're up to. If you do something wrong, I'll let the cops handle you. If you want tattooed, Jared, I will tattoo you. People do stuff, man. You know, I trust in people. I trust people to do the right thing for the most part. If it's judicial, I don't give a fuck what it is. That cop fucked up, man. If he goes through the thing, get him out. Whatever he needs, eye for an eye for me, all the way. And it's just that simple. But I don't know it well enough to even speak of it. Same with all the other stuff. If I'm not educated, I weigh, but I'll listen to anything. But we all matter, man, in my opinion.
No, yeah, 100% agree. And, you know, obviously that is a trigger also for a lot of people when you say that, right?
I hope they love it. Eat it up, fools. That's fucking real.
The all lives matter.
People matter.
Statement is people matter. Anything that is, and I asked him that, and I asked him why that's a problem. And he's like, well, we take it as you saying that black lives don't matter.
See, that's not educated answer.
No, it's not.
That's why he's fucking emotional.
Because we're saying all, right? Like it's that includes black people, includes all people.
If he goes on a 10-minute articulated speech of why, you'd be like, God damn, here's some Rogan shit. You can change his mind. That's what so that's interesting to me. If you can change someone's mind, that's dope. Like you're talking. Like,
well, and I don't think I changed his mind,
but you see, you common groundish. The guy ain't gonna show up and shoot you. You ain't gonna shoot him. I don't know. Is that a thing?
No, yeah. I mean, we had some dinner. We had some drinks. I bought him dinner, and we moved on. We haven't argued on social media since. There's still, we're friends on social media, and I see a lot of stuff he posts, and I still don't agree with it. I think a lot of it's racist shit, actually. But
that's the funny part of that, yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think we should be focused on race. We should be focused on the issue, whatever the issue is. If it's police brutality, Absolutely. Then we should be focused on police brutality, not that, because there are bad police. They're bad everybody.
Oh yeah, it's a human thing.
Yeah,
categorize. That's the blanket thing again. I struggle with that. It's situational. Everything in this world is very situational. Same with me tattooing the way I did. Very situational. Blanket it all you want. Get rid of me. Man, we'd have never met, Jared. God damn it. That would have pissed me off. Everything happens for a reason, man. It's weird. But I think how we act is critical to the outcome of it. And I used to have a hard time controlling what I wanted to say. I'm getting better at listening to the people that rant the most are full of shit. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with that.
You start killing. You ever listen to Shapiro and he starts slamming stats like numbers and factual things? You're like, fuck, you can't argue that, dude. Like, argue all you want. I love information that's studied, well studied, and I don't think you can argue with it. I don't agree with everything he says, and it doesn't matter, but information's information. And when it's all statted out and he does his work, you can't argue with it. No. If it's skewed, then you've done your work. Have a debate. It's just not my gig, man. It's weird.
No, you're right. The best debaters are the ones that are most educated, right, on the subject. Just like I was watching Candace Owens debate the other day. I don't know if you ever watched any of her videos, but she is so educated on everything that she's talking about and debating that
can't
there's
fucking
no
argue.
there's no winning with her, right? Like
Yeah.
she's gonna stomp all over you with your agenda because she has the facts.
Because
She's
you're
educated.
uneducated. Again, that's
Yeah.
it, dude. That's sad.
Yeah, I never really thought about it that way, so that's interesting to see. But
I think that brings it to this. Actually, that's a good segue to this part right here. I write like shit, so I had to do it on my little thingy so I can read it. But let's see, where did I put that little bugger? I had that story I missed too. Anyway, you get the idea. You're into philosophy and shit. So I got a I got a little story that happened to me that humbled me up. I almost did it at the start, and I kind of went around here, but you got me all worked up here, Jared, scaring me and shit. I'm just kidding. So I don't think we realize. I don't think people realize the true impact like we have on each other when we separate. Like I focus on that. That's where I'm trying to tighten everything up and really make sure I do my best to give you me. And this showed me that it works, and I didn't even know how. This is the weirdest story in the world. July 14th, this is a couple weeks ago, however long ago that was, this July. I'm a lineman, so I work for Rocky Mountain Power, part-time here. I'm busy. And I go to this yard, and we meet electricians, and it's kind of hard to follow me too good unless you see what we do. But I meet the electricians, I take the power out, they do their thing, I come back and put it on when they're done. I show up there, so they got to get your number. Most of the time they're new and we don't know who they are. Some of them we work with constantly, but if it's an electrician we don't know, somebody hired a different company, I don't know him. But we met, and it was one of the things, probably the same way you remember a face, and I was like, I know that guy, but I didn't say anything. And he was doing the same. I could feel the vibe. Like he knew me. We knew each other, but I didn't know. Anyway, I did the power, got done, and when I was like, okay, man, give me your number. We just exchanged numbers. He's like, okay, 801 54. I start saying my number. And before he gets to it'll pop up a name if it's there, right? Like if I start typing your number, and then before I'm done, it pops up. And he's laughing. And we still don't know each other 100%. I didn't figure this out. And he turns his phone. He's like, is this you? And it's my number. And it says, the coolest guy ever, Rocky Mountain Power. Dude, it was a year ago to the day that I met that dude. I mean, I remember his face or whatever. But, man, this is all I'm saying is like, put the fuck out there what you want, man. You want good shit, put good shit out there. And that hit me hard, dude. It was weird to hear that. Like, it humbled me. I was like, dude, that's dope. Because he didn't know my name. Because when we did it last year, that makes sense. He didn't know my name, so he just wrote in there, the coolest guy ever. I don't know. But that made me feel cool. I was like, damn, dude. And he's like, apparently you made an impression, and he had his phone. So, and little subtle things, man, being good to people, it comes around, dude. It was a year. I mean, we didn't, there was no, that could go either way, but that's just how I see everything. I just do the fuck to others what I want back, man. That's all there is to it. That's why I'm calling you here and shit. It's the scariest fucking thing I ever did, dude. I did it, though. I mean, I put out there what I'm just trying, figure shit out. And I think when we all do that, I think things aren't what people think most of the time. I think most people are decent. I believe in people. We're people. Most people, I think, have, and even in their own right, if they're wrong, they think they're right. You know what I mean? It's so complicated. You're like, so you push your narrative on them to change their mind. It's like, who's right here, man? Nobody knows anything. I just like to be good to people. Anyway, that story was really cool. That fucked me up. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, obviously it had an impact.
And I think it seems like, we do anyway. We do, and we don't care. Like, people are just so, I don't know, just in their own thing. And I get that. That's cool too. I'm just that personality that I don't know. I think it's not what, let's see, Denzel, you ever heard Denzel's shit? A lot of his shit? Denzel Washington? Dude.
I've seen some of
Dude's a boss.
his interviews, and yeah.
For a speaker, he's a boss, man. That's why I'm trying to be better with my words, and I got to slow down because I talk fast. But he says, you don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are. So it's like, that's it. I mean, that makes sense to me. You get what the fuck you are, man. If you're shit, you're going to get shit. And you're only like, the sum of the closest people around you is what you equal, right? So surround yourself with good people, and that's why you're here, Jared.
Yeah. Well,
So anyway, I just like to get to know everybody, man. I went off a rant there, but that story's pretty cool.
No, yeah, I agree. It is. I think you don't really, well, not really. You don't think about those things in general,
I don't
right?
think people think about anything. You just walk around like, it seems like, I don't know, it's strange.
This whole again, since I've been talking about this virus thing for months, and I've even interviewed some doctors and things, and I haven't edited and posted those yet, just because I've been so busy with some other side projects. But what it started making me analyzing everything. I'm like, how do we have such this big divide, right? How do we have this huge divide and people
Between opinions, you mean?
opinions and people not educating themselves or being educated on it. And so that led me down into critical thinking and researching critical thinking, and is everybody capable of that? And the studies that they've done on that is no, that not everybody's capable of that. And they think it's a combination of genetics and environment. And so I think that's also another part of the problem.
And drive to just want to be better. People just, it seems settle, like we're just good with whatever.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
overweight. It just goes on and on. Like
Just complacent.
do something better. Like that's me. That's it, man. That's why I do all this crazy shit you see everywhere. I do so much stuff because it fuels me to do more stuff.
Yeah.
It takes energy to create it. So the more energy you use, the more energy you get. And I'm just passionate, man. So that's I believe in that with my whole heart, man. You get what you put out there, man. But debating things it is what it is, man. People, that's a thing. I'm not ever educated enough on many things to do that, but the ones I am, I definitely would be. I just, I don't know. I feel arguing with anybody, you've lost the battle. As soon as they start it, if I respond, I've lost.
When I don't want to argue, right?
It's just me though. It's hard though. Fuck, it's hard.
I don't even want to debate. I just want people to consider what I'm saying.
Oh, it's
right?
real
That's
shit. I've seen all your shit, and it's dope. I like it.
That's what. Yeah, no, thank you. That's the only thing is just hoping somebody listens.
Perspective.
But
You've put out another perspective.
right,
People should be able to read that and use it.
I just don't know how many people actually listen. So
I wonder what it is.
So and
People are fucking weird.
when I've gone back and forth of should I do this? Shouldn't I? I've put some polls up like, hey, do you want me to stop talking about this stuff? And it was 80% said no. We want you to keep talking about this stuff.
There you go.
And so at least my followers but I also every time I do it I lose followers. So it's one. I had one. It was I think a week and a half ago that said she no longer was going to come get tattooed by me because of. She said values, but really she was getting values and opinions mixed up, right? And I'm just like, what the hell? Because I'm not going to turn you away as a client because we see things differently. So why will you do that to me? Because you're that immature about it, and you don't like the fact that somebody has a different view.
Yeah, see, that goes right to the knowledge thing, dude. That's just weird. If you're educated on what that is, I don't think people would do that. They react emotionally because you don't know what the fuck you're saying. So you come to me and you're way better tattooer. You're more established in everything than me. I'm already inferior to you, right? For most people would have that going on. And our defense is already up for most, I would say. And you start talking and you're way more intelligent. That's what I think, man. People get intimidated and not studied up. They're not ready, so they slap out. So they're defensive, and that's it. It starts.
So yeah, when you say that, for example, and I'm not boasting when I say this, I'm a very humble person, and I don't see myself the way that you see me, right? And I think I did at one point. I think I did at one point. In fact, I was coming back I spent 7 years traveling all over the world. Right?
God, we gotta get into that too.
I was teaching teaching seminars in different countries and different states, and I was coming back from near the end of this, right? And I was thinking about how I did everything wrong and how I was feeding my own ego by a lot of things I was doing. And so then I decided I just want to focus on my art. I just want to focus on my clientele and just being the best that I can be instead of all these things I was doing because they were feeding my ego ultimately. So I put my ego in check years ago, and it was never real bad, or I was never an asshole to people, but I didn't like that I was doing anything that fed my ego. Right. So when you say things like that, I've noticed that it makes me uncomfortable, and it makes me uncomfortable because I don't think I deserve it. And, you know, I went to dinner, for example, the other day, and I gave the waiter my card. And he came back and he's like, oh, you know, I follow you and yada, yada, and all these things. And, you know, it's cool if he's like, you know, I like your work. And I'm like, awesome, you know, thank you. And well, he kept going and going. And the more he went, the more uncomfortable it made me.
Gotcha.
And I don't know why that is and why I have problems of hearing good things about myself. But I have that problem. Whatever, maybe I need to talk to a shrink about that. But no.
I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable.
No, it was more of a...
There's only one way to build confidence, and I do know this for a fact, and that's to accept and give compliments. That's it, man. Confidence is that's the most popular kid in school. With my work I've done, is the kid that likes the most people. Dude, I think you just got so much stuff going on around you. I get it.
I think that, like I said, I don't know. That's probably some deeper thing for me, and I don't know, something that, you know, I'd have to talk to a therapist about, probably, right? And not that I'm lacking confidence or that I'm not happy with my work, because I am, but for some reason I have a problem receiving.
Hearing it, yeah.
Yes.
And that's the study, man. If you can't, they say that. Like, it's a thing. It's a Simon thing. If you can't accept them, that's truly our reptile brain, right? Our subconscious mind actually does think that. We don't think we're that good. So that's the trigger right there. You truly don't even believe it. Like, honey, your hair looks so good. And they always go, oh, not really. That's fucking bad shit. For psychology, like, you're believing that in yourself, or you're incredibly cocky and and you're being a douchebag. You know what I mean? It's one or the other. But most of it, I think it's like insecure. Like, so what I learned, the thing I did was, it's hard for me too, dude. I struggle with this so bad. Was, dude, Jared, coming from you, that fucking means a lot, man. That's what I have to do now, because I don't want to accept it either. Not you didn't call, I'm just saying with whoever's around. And they, dope, pal, dope, studio. Yeah, I get that. And I'm like, hey, man, coming from you, dude, that means a shitload. It boosts them, makes them feel good. Because when you say no, wife says no, my hair is ugly, makes me like feel like, you don't respect my opinion? Or now I feel lower all of a sudden, like, you kind of slap me down there and you feel like shit and you're believing it. It's bad. So compliment. That's what I've learned, is accepting that shit for exactly what it is. If it's somebody you really respect, like, man, thanks, bro, I appreciate that. And then you automaticity, you start thinking that. Anyway, that's a whole new thing. But
well, and I always do, because it's not the fact that I don't appreciate the compliments, because I do appreciate the compliments.
Sure.
Just for some reason they make me uncomfortable. Yeah. And like I said, I don't know why that is. Right. I usually divert a lot, and it's funny because I was watching. So you speak of life coaches. I've had several life coaches over the years, and different business coaches, and I'm all about coaches. And I lost my train of thought.
I kind of thought I knew where you were going, but I don't want to elaborate and dig you into some weird hole. But
I got off on the tangent of coaches, and I started thinking about coaches.
So you've had several throughout the years.
Yeah. What were we just talking about previous to that, though?
Jesus.
Before I went off on the coach tangent.
That fucks me up. I don't like that. I usually don't do that either. That was weird, dude. Accepting compliments, coaches. Good job, fuck, dude. Yeah. Apparently it was irrelevant.
Yeah, maybe it will come back.
God, I hate, dude. I'm not old. I'm getting old. You're not old. I'm old.
I think sometimes my brain goes down other tangent holes, and it can get me off.
Oh, mine does track. It bad. Mine does it really bad.
Well, I think you guys were getting at, like, you were talking about being humble and people coming here, and you're like cool, but I need to elevate it, right? Like, it's cool. It's a cool compliment, but
yeah,
right?
Just yeah. So I don't know. I think I know. I just didn't want to poke you into a direction, but. Because I was like, yeah, coach, he's pro coach. I stuck right there like, fuck yeah, he likes coach. That's what I do. So it made me feel cool because I just like doing that because I don't do inferior, superior thing at all. Although I feel that with you here. I don't mean to make you uncomfortable, but it's just a fact, man. You've been doing it a long time. You're an OG. And that it's like being tougher than your dad, right? Never happened. Even if you are. It's just the respect thing. That's all that means to me. So people come in here and they do the coaching thing, and we do our thing. I'm just one of them, man. And all it is perspective. I'm not smart. I'm not anything other than just like you. I'm just, I just dig into stuff and help I'm just a person. I'm just a dude, man. Like, everybody thinks they're so. Certain people think they're, I think, way better than other people, and I think you're just super humbled and don't think that, even though, you're a dope ass artist, bro.
No, thank you, and that's a good point of what you're making. So yes, what you just described is, I do just see myself as anybody else, right? And that can be good or bad. I don't know, but I recognize I have certain traits or certain strengths, you know what I mean, and weaknesses, but it's, I guess I just don't see that it makes me better than anybody else. So that's the humble part, but it's something that's always naturally been with me, and I don't know why that is.
Shit's gnarly, dude. From childhood, shit's weird. All the way up, man. They say by the time we're seven, our behavior patterns are set, and it's really, really hard to break them without a lot of work.
Well, and I don't, because
It's fucking crazy.
because I have confidence, right? I don't lack the confidence. I'm also a little background. I converted to Buddhism years ago, and I was involved in the more of the organized part of Buddhism, and then I left that for more of just believing it was a lifestyle. It was a way of life. That it shouldn't have ever been a religion, just like any of these, right? If so and so preached or taught about this, man later made it into a religion. I just like Buddhist philosophy. It's centered around psychology,
Dude,
and
that shit's crazy.
so I think a lot of that has to do with my views as far as myself and
Totally.
and comparing myself to other people. Because I also had a coach that was helping me with that, as far as, well, he was a hypnotherapist / therapist, and he worked with gold medalists and athletes, professional athletes, and I was sitting down in his office, or laying down in his office, talking to him, and he's like, what is with all you performer types, and he's like, you guys are your own worst enemies, right? He said, you defeat yourselves.
What'd you do?
Well, tattoo,
okay.
Because a tattoo artist has to perform.
Gotcha.
He has to make art.
Okay.
A musician has to perform. So he's just like, you compare yourself to everybody else, and you just focus on your best, not what you perceive as somebody else's best, or, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And so I started doing that more and just trying to focus on myself, because when I was comparing myself to other people, then I was like, well, shit, I'm not that good, right? But again, it's that perception, because they also don't see their work as the same as I see their work.
Right.
So
that's such a double thing there. It's like it's constructive and deconstructive in the same thing. It can be both ways, right? It's like good and bad, man. Yin and yang, everything's a pendulum. You get really fucking high, you're gonna crash, right? It's like, that's fucking life. It's weird. Constructively. But that's all I had to learn for myself, is 100% I had to start taking compliments, because it fucked me up. I hated them. It drove me crazy because I didn't see myself that way. And the more I go, I was like, I'm either being arrogant as fuck and telling you you're a liar, or I really believe that. And I'm like, no, I need to take that. I believe that shit. Thanks, man. Yeah. So that was the Tony's things, like thanking that person for was it that cured that made him, that worked for him. And I'm like, dude, that works for me too. Like, I don't take this usually, but coming from you, and it boosts that dude up, and it was just boost instead of a slide out, like, uncomfortable thing. But I don't know, it's so weird. But we'll attack things that we're so smart about and feel good about, and some shit we shy away from. It's funny.
Well, and you just reminded me what I was going to say
Perfect.
earlier. It was because of the life coach things, I'm constantly seeking information, right, about a lot of things. I read a ton, and I have for most of my life. I just read a lot. I like to educate myself on many different things.
Hell yeah.
And so I started, I'll go to self-help, right? And so I was self-helping, like, hey, how can I change this about myself? And it was about taking compliments. And so I was watching certain YouTube videos, and anyway, I came across some videos about Keanu Reeves, and that he does the exact same thing, right? He'll always divert. Anytime somebody compliments him or somebody interviewing him, he'll always, well, thank you, and like steers the conversation somewhere else. And I noticed that's exactly what I do. And it makes him uncomfortable to receive compliments about himself. And so I think
it's a volume thing, bro. If you get maybe that much of them, like all these rock stars want to be just normal and be like us, right? I think that might be you too. You just got too much volume of, it's like, I can't, goddamn, I feel like I'm going to actually get arrogant here or cocky or take that. And I think it's constructive as fuck. I think it is. You're a smart dude, man. You got it. You're not blabbing it out. Like, you got shit figured out, and I like how you. That's my opinion. Maybe it's just a volume thing. It's too much good shit. It's like too many good things are happening. We're gonna fight. Like, that's the riot thing. Like, we'll make problems. Humans make problems. I really believe it. We just create them. If there's nothing going on, we need that. We need the passion. We need the something. People.
Yeah, and I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the reason why. Right? I think it's so hard to analyze yourself. It's easier to talk to somebody else and analyze them versus yourself. But
the thing I do with them right when they sit down, simple. This is the funniest thing of all. Sit down and talk. So, why here today? I want to this, work on this and this and this. So like, okay, so what do you want to work on? I don't know. You tell me, I don't know. And I'm like, you expect to be anywhere else in your life right now than right where you are. You have no fucking idea what you want to work on. Man, let's start there. Just pick something. Life isn't easy, bro. It's fucking hard, Denzo. Life's hard as fuck. And the harder you go, the better, it's hard, man. Anything struggle's worth having. So like what I did here is just fucking struggle, man. But it's worth it because I had the thing to go through it. But if you don't fight for something, you're not going to ever respect it, it seems like. I don't know. But, yeah, people are interesting. I don't know. I think it's, in our industry, we didn't even talk about tattooing, we've been doing cool shit. But I just hate the fucking, I don't know, because I never worked actually in a shop. But I've been in plenty of them, and just don't like the vibe, man. I've never been in one I'm like, damn, you guys are cool. Not one time. Always am I like, man, why just, I don't know. It's a thing that I've noticed, and that's just my opinion. Yeah, so I wanted to change that for myself and show people it actually doesn't, nothing has to be anything. You can make it whatever you want it to be. So we spent every dime I have and did everything we could to do this. And I have a small following, but it's a very loyal following, and I believe in that. I believe in good to people as a pillar, like everything below you. Like stardom, millionaire overnight, stand on a little peg, something happens, you're fucked, right? We got this, I feel like we have a good loyal people that are always there to support what we do, because I think we give 5 times more than we ever get, and that's just the way it is. And I know money thing's a thing too. There's so many angles to all this shit, and I think if people worry so much about what they got going on, we'd have a lot less fucking bullshit in this world. If we tighten up our game, you don't gotta worry about nothing else. Not you, people. We're also concerned with the fuck what they're. Who gives a fuck? I don't know. I can't even control this, let alone worrying about anything else. So I just do me, man. That's why I was tripping balls when to reach out to you. I was like, shit, this is probably suicide, but here we go.
Yeah, well,
but I'm really fucking glad you came, man.
Yeah, me too. I think that's the. I mean, you and I have tried to do similar things. I felt like I was unsuccessful with it, or kind of just felt I just gave up. Right, I was like, this is not worth it. With so many bad experiences with the industry in Utah, I just decided, fuck it. Right, then I go other places, and I've just never had that problem in other countries and other states, and I've met so many artists and studio owners that I consider close friends, and I have very few of them here in Utah because of the dynamic here.
Yeah.
I have some, right, and I'm actually in the middle of building online courses right now. It's not for a coaching. Well, I guess it kind of is a coaching, but it's more of a business coaching. It's more of a studio coaching. So I had a studio owner reach out to me in Salt Lake and say, hey, would you come on as my business coach? Would you teach me how to do what you've done with your studio? And I was already in the process of building courses online, so I was like, well, yeah, I mean, that I'm down with that. So then I started gearing the education towards studio owners and business.
That's so cool, dude.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. And so that is my background. My background is business, and I've had several businesses, and some of my businesses I've sold. So I've built them up to the point of success and sold them. But that's the majority of my education is business. So maybe I can help some people and do something. I think that's something that I'm currently just excited about.
Sure.
I've always liked education, whether it be the tattoo seminars and teaching tattoo artists. It was ultimately my approach to tattooing, right? But
That's so fucking cool. That's cool, man. Where have you been all over the world? Where the fuck have you been? Or where haven't you been? What's easier?
I've spent most of my time in Europe. In fact, I think that I made a name for myself there before I did in the States.
Damn.
Just because I loved Europe ultimately was the only reason, right? I didn't have some agenda. I was just like, well, I love Europe, so I'm going to Europe.
Oh, yeah.
And taking somebody up on either a guest spot or a convention. And
So you didn't study. You're not do you have a particular thing you stick with that you say? Or do you do that? I have a thing on that. Traditional, fucking Japanese, do you say that? Or I have a whole spin on that.
no, what my main focus is the freedom it's my artistic freedom. I need my artistic freedom, and whatever the subject matter is, I'm going to do it in my own style.
Boom.
I don't know what to call it, or
That's it.
that's just how I want to do it.
That's what I believe. I've struggled with the categorizing things. I put ink and skin, and I do the best of my ability, and I think I'm getting better all the time. Do you believe in mastering something? Do you believe that word that I've mastered this, and now I'm kind of no more learning?
No, not at all. Especially me. So I grew up in Japanese art and culture through multiple platforms, but it was predominantly martial arts. Right, I started in martial arts, and then I went into Tendai Buddhism, which is an esoteric Japanese sect of Buddhism. Jesus, and so, dude. But the Japanese, you probably know how the Japanese are and how they believe you never master anything, right? That you're always learning whatever it is, whatever the thing is that you're focusing on bettering. You're doing it your whole life,
right?
So yeah, I believe that when it comes to anything.
That's cool. See, that's humble to me. I'm a Japanese artist. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know. I like a well-rounded person that's just open to suggestion and then put their spin into it, man. Like, the clients are right. This is my belief, and you speak way better on this, but we are nothing without our people. I've heard you say that before on your thing, but we are nothing without our clients. Not one fucking thing. So the blend of the two working together so that's why I'm trying to master people is communication's all it is to better understand what's going on. Like, I know the clients that come in and they wish you, I don't know, want this, but don't that. And it just gets to be a thing. And I try not to shove them into a corner of what I would do or what I'm just trying to blend with what's going on. But I guess if you specialize, a lot of that goes away too. I don't know.
When I think for me, what happened was I got to a point where I wanted to stop tattooing. And the reason why I wanted to stop tattooing is I wasn't being true to myself, or I wasn't honoring myself in the sense that I was doing some things for just monetary gain and not because I wanted to. Or, for example, I take some tattoo and necessarily not excited about it. Well, I'm just doing it because that's my job.
Yeah,
right?
It's no passion. Oh, God.
So I was going to work, and I dreaded going to work. I dreaded the weekend of like, oh, I got to go tattoo tomorrow, and I don't want to do that. And I figured out why, and I fixed the problem by being super picky and selective with my clients. So sure. The front, my employees screen my clients before, they come to me and give me the info. Then we set up a consult if I am interested, and they have to have agreed to certain things before we do that, as far as, that I'm going to have full reign of their tattoo. Right. They're going to give me a little direction, and that's it. So if they're not okay, and some people aren't okay with that, right? They have more controlling personalities or type A personalities, and we're better to move on.
Fit you up with somebody else.
Yep. Yeah, so I'm fortunate that there's enough people that trust me and they like the outcome, and that I have enough of those clients that
years, right? That's mileage doing that, I think. Like, you've been doing it so long. How long ago was it you about bounced?
That was probably about 5 or 6 years ago.
Kind of recently then, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, and it was still, I was being picky, but I wasn't being picky enough. And I kept tightening up, and now I'm just super So my books are closed right now. I'm not even
heard
taking
that.
new clients, but and I do that like every 6 months. I'll close my books, and then they usually stay closed for about 6 months. Then I'll open them again. And that was because for years I was booked out for 2 years, just solid, right? Like
What's your take on that? I was going to ask you about that. What does it do to a client? I want your feedback. What does a client think when they're like, "Fuck, dude, he's 2 years out"? Do you think that makes us desirable, or less desirable?
I think more, because I think psychology and people, they want what they can't have.
Right. Okay.
So I think when you're more scarce, or something is more scarce, then there's more of a motive to want it or to get it.
Yeah. See, we bring in what we're bringing in. We're doing it. Yeah, I get it. It's cool.
But that's not something that I did on purpose, right?
Sure.
Like it ended up that way, and I didn't. I mean, that's cool. I'm always appreciative of my clients and people that come to me, and I love, knowing that I have enough work coming up that I don't have to worry about it. But then it also becomes a negative where you're like, okay, well, I can't plan things in my life, and I can't plan trips or.
So I guess the guy would lose over, I can't wait that long. That's kind of something you don't need anyway. Apparently, that's not quality, right? That's just needing it. So I see both sides of that. I love that.
No, yeah.
I just wonder how many people really. I'm not doubting you at all. I guarantee you're booked out. Do you think I think it's a business strategy where it's like I'm booked out for, 6 months, man. Get on my shit. Do you think that spikes people to want to hurry and call you, and you really only have about 2 weeks worth of book out? I don't know. That's just my opinion. I don't know that for sure, but I'm not in the area like you are doing your thing. I do it here, and we're slammed. Fuck, we're slammed.
I think there's probably some that do that. I know the people that I know that are really good and busy. It's a similar problem they have, but
Yeah.
I'm sure some people are probably mislead. But I guess that's a dangerous game because every time I close my books, I get less inquiries. So I'm not getting more when I've closed my books. And then, the momentum starts again once you reopen, but that could take a couple months, and that's fine. I'm comfortable. Like right now I'm booked solid till March. So
That's cool.
that I'm more comfortable with than 2 years, but it's also starting to get to a point where like, okay, I don't want to go any further than that.
Yeah. I think self-awareness is everything. And it sounds like if everybody had that, would be better. You know what you need and you do it. I think that's cool.
Yeah. Well, yeah, a lot of struggles and figuring those out as you go, right?
It's the only way to learn it, right?
Yeah.
The only shit we remember is the hardest shit we did. Like, not in your thing, but that's the shit you remember is all the hard shit. The shit that hurt. Like, you don't get no six-pack in the gym without fucking struggle, man. It's so hard to do all that, but we're all so entitled and want everything so right now. And so that's the balance there, is appeasing the people that want to grab the client for life. I feel when we get them, it's a lot of that. We get very loyal following that way because of my little connecting thing. Or it can go both ways. It's like, I'm not going to wait for you. It's like, how do I want that? So when you're starting, I don't know. You probably don't remember when you started, but it's more take everything you can get kind of thing. And if I do one more rose tattoo, I'm going to jump off a cliff, or there's no freedom to create. You're so in a grind. And it's like when you break free and people want you for what you're do, then that's it. That's right. That's a good place to be. I think that's what I'm striving. That's where we're at here. Hopefully, real soon.
Yeah. No. And like I said, I'm very appreciative of the position I'm in. It's not like I don't recognize that. And
it wasn't handed to you, bro.
No. Yeah. No. It definitely wasn't. It was a lot of hard work and a lot of sacrifices, and some of the sacrifices I regret. Like you speaking of health. That's one thing that I put on a lower level over business and tattooing and travel and all these different things that I was always, for most of my life, I was always a gym goer, right? I was always fit. And I don't know, at some point there was a shift, and I started putting my work and tattooing and all these other things at a higher priority. And I was like, nope, don't have time to do that. Don't have time to go to the gym. And at that time, I gained quite a bit of weight. I've come quite a bit, a lot lower than that now, and I probably still have probably 30 pounds to go. I've lost like 22 pounds recently, but I still have about another 30 before I'm at my like ideal weight. But During all my travel, I was struggling. I was having a lot of health issues, and it took 6 years to figure out. I ended up having Lyme disease.
Oh, Jesus, dude.
Yeah, and so that just fucked my body up in general.
Tick?
It can be from any vector bite if it's carrying the spirochetes, right? It can be
That's the one I knew it was a tick thing.
spider, tick, mosquito.
Damn, bro.
Any. So I don't know.
That's there forever, right?
It always have it. I haven't been super public about it, just because
we can chop it out.
Oh no, I don't care about people knowing. I just again, that's one of the things. I don't know why I have issues with it. Right, the Lyme Warrior Foundation contacted me at one point. They wanted me to speak on it, and I was like, well, I don't think I want to, because I don't want to identify with it, right? And I don't want to be a victim. But then, there might be some good that I missed out on as far as maybe educating or things that I did.
Perspective, right? So what we think is going to happen. Oh my God. You're scaring me. I don't want to get any bigger than I am right now. All these people that's what's creating this, bro. I think you're all humble. You're that guy and everything's coming at you and you're like, fucking shut off. Like, too much following, too much stimulant. I don't know, man. And then I'm doing it here. So you have a good disconnect, right? You go home and work stays home. With that balance, I don't have that. But same idea. I grind. I don't have any Lyme disease. Jesus, bro. Sorry to hear that. But
oh no, it's
grind. You get what you put in. I really think you get what you put in, and obviously it's working.
Yeah, no, I've had a lot of right now. That's one of my high priorities. Right, is my health, and I regret doing what I did, and wish I would have kept a better balance. But it is what it is, and now just have to focus on getting my health back. I'm definitely a lot better than where I was a few years ago, and I feel a lot better. During that 7 years of travel, I just silently suffered a lot of the time, right? I was at tattooing at conventions and had chronic pain and things that I was just silent about. And I didn't know why. I didn't know what was going on, death, right? Yeah. So, I don't know. And that's one of at the time I had a Tony Robbins coach, one of his understudies, right? And he had connections to a doctor that had helped one of their coaches, and they lined me up with this doctor, and he's who actually ended up diagnosing me and figuring it out. I had suspicions that I had Lyme, but the test they give is only 20% accurate, the medical test they give for it. So
nobody knows anything about that shit, huh?
No, they didn't. I mean, for a long time, they denied it exists in the medical community, right? So it's...
That's weird, dude.
Yeah, it's a big
it's a strange one. It's autoimmune, right? It attacks your immune.
It's autoimmune. There was a big CDC cover up because it was released in Lyme, Connecticut by our military, right? It's well documented. It's not like some conspiracy theory.
How studied you are. You kill me.
Yeah.
You got everything on black. I love that.
So that's just that's another whole subject.
Oh,
right?
sure.
Of the shadiness with our governing entities.
It's interesting, huh? It's got us all fooled. I know that much. I know that I don't pick ever anything one way or another, black, white, green, side, Republican. I don't categorize myself in anything at all. I'm very much mean. I'm very much whatever's right, whatever's wrong. I support, whatever. Like, I would love this tattooing thing to be more structured. I was actually approached by the health department as well, asking if I would be interested in helping. I never heard back from him when he did that, but about possibly regulating stuff. This was 2 years ago, something like that. Is that about when you were? Because they asked if I was interested in helping. I'm like, hell yeah, I would love that. Because they came here and looked at the studio and just loved it. Couldn't believe all the work I'd put into it. And obviously, if you have a shiny car, or if it's a race car, you could drive fast. It's not like that, but they felt the passion I have for the craft, and they wanted, to do stuff. And anyway, the ball got dropped there, but.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about because I was in communication on all of that as well. And it's funny, too, because at the time I was working with 2 House reps about all this. And then not much longer, COVID hit and just haven't heard. And I think they're distracted with everything else going on. God, I think that's the problem. But I think their goal in Utah is to make one state governing body instead of county to county.
Over us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what
Utah has their own thing.
Yeah, like a kind of like a body art board, which I think is a good idea, as long as we have the proper standards in place.
And if the right people are involved in creating it, it's beautiful, right? It's like get the people that do it. Like Trump doesn't need to be trying to invent fucking tattoo laws. Like people, go to the people. That's why I like talking to people, man. Go to the people.
Well, and that's why I don't understand why there's the whole trigger for, tattoo artists. I had one on Instagram. I commented, it was about the Reno Tattoo Convention, and they're like, hey, Nevada's tightening up their regulation. I commented, I was like, this is awesome. This is awesome to see that they're tightening things up. Because as much as I love conventions, I also have a love-hate relationship with them because I think they're fucking disgusting. And they're this hepatitis soup convention happening, and all these...
What's on in there?
You have hundreds of people tattooing, and you have people that are cross-contaminating left and right, touching their shit and then touching everything else. And I see professional tattoo artists cross-contaminating, and one that is a big name guy, he had a booth across from me, and I'm watching him set up his shit with bare fucking hands, right? And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
It's scary.
So, that's a whole other issue, and that's why a lot of piercers just think tattoo artists are disgusting, because a lot of piercers have a lot higher standard than we do, and they look down on us ultimately for our infectious control.
Do you think we're gonna do it then? Utah's gonna do something? It's in the works.
I think so. There was a lot of interest from the House reps that I talked to, and they I had them tell me that they wanted to work with me and create a bill, and my plan was to involve other people, but we didn't get to that point.
Well, I'm down. Holler.
Yeah.
I'm a little fish. Little fish swim fast, though.
Well, I think involving anybody that wants to be involved is a good idea, right? Because the strength is in numbers, and that's how we make change. And even though
drive is everything. It is. Underdogs are fucking hungry, and if you do it, I don't know. I think if you do thing with the right intent, it'll show. And I think it's the thing. If you not bad intentions, but if you have the intent in your heart to do something, you're gonna do it, man. That's me. I'm just fucking stupid driven. I put 10,000 million. I'm very animated, but I put everything I touch. I put everything into it. Everything, which brings us to the next thing. I got a gift for you, Jared.
Oh,
Preslar, wait till you see
is
this.
that a midget?
A little midget. It's alive though. Is that okay?
I have a thing for midgets. More of a fascination.
You like women, right? You're not a. Just kidding. Yo, I built this for you, bro.
Oh wow. Dang. Yeah, that's awesome.
Fucking weird, huh? He's got you're a gun guy. I've did a little. I don't know how big of a gun guy. Oh, should I said that? Well, that's okay, right? Gun guy.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I'm definitely.
We the people. It's all about that. So yeah.
Yeah.
So he's stepping on that like fucking. Yeah, you get the idea.
No, yeah, thank you. I
Know your
appreciate
enemies.
it.
It says know your enemies. Here's my tattoo machine. I'm gonna shoot you instead. I'm just a creative man. I'm just a creative, and back to another creative. Like it's all just scrap metal garbage. I just built it out of just stuff, man. It's all just garage shit. But
no, that's awesome. I appreciate it.
hell yeah, bro.
That's cool. I definitely like all your metal work you got going on.
You see your thing on the side of him? Turn him all the way around. It's got your own name on it, fool. I should have probably just put your name on it, but I did your shop.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Jade actually did the little thing for me. Then I glued it on there and repainted the whole thing.
Oh, that's awesome. No, yeah, thank you.
For sure, bro. Thanks for coming to talk to us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah,
fucking anytime. That's just one guy to another guy, man. I that's in my heart. I love to build shit like that. So I build everything, but that's yeah, man. I thought you guys would dig that. Lucky, but I don't know if you got a spot in your shop though. Maybe we'll leave it here.
Oh, yeah, no, I got a spot.
Yeah, I got it. He says it's going.
It goes well with all my room is, it'd fit well in my room.
I got to come check your shit out, dude. I would love to see your shop. I've never been in there.
Yeah, you're definitely welcome to come by.
Yeah, I definitely want to do that. Absolutely, like, for sure.
Yeah, definitely pro
That dope.
Pro Second Amendment, right? So
for sure. Me too. Me too. Big time. You see, I probably seen the thing when you walked in here. I'm all about. There's my beautiful wife. Ah, you're on these good. Are you married?
No. I think they get sick of me about like 3 or 4 years, and then
This has happened more than one time, multiple times.
Well, yeah, I 4 years is about my streak.
Got it. Well, you need a new car every now and then. It's okay.
Well, it's not that I want that. I think maybe I have horrible choice in women is probably more the problem, but I think I just don't pick them well.
Yeah, there's a whole fucking angle to that. That's my second one, only other one ever. She's my homie.
I've done it twice. My last one thought I worked too much, and that's why we divorced ultimately. But that's me, and that's not gonna change. So if they're not okay with that, then
Staying true to that's it. Oh shit! You want to hear? Hopefully, you'll listen to our podcast. But work is an understatement for this cat, for sure. Oh my god! I'm trying to slow down. I'm trying to quit my job just to hear. But dude, insurance and shit, it's tricky, man. Self-insured shit is crazy. Are you people? You don't have to. Are they independent contractors that work for you? Is that how you guys roll?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's another part of those courses that I'm doing, right? Because I went through this whole thing last year that was most of the year of a tattoo artist that was working at my studio who ended up being a sociopath ultimately. Jesus. And just there was a lot that happened, and a lot of it turned into legalities, and a lot that I learned as far as things that studio owners should do, and a lot of it is geared around the independent contractor / employee options.
We better talk.
Yeah. But yes, they are structured that way, and that's the way I prefer to do it, and we do a percentage there.
Yep.
I don't do the booth rent thing.
I don't either.
It just doesn't make sense business wise.
If you're working, and then you pay, and you don't. Yeah, that's how we do it too.
Well, and my overhead is just so big that even if I did booth rent, I wouldn't be able to stay in business.
It's a big shop, dude.
Yeah.
How many room? How is it laid out? You got like how many artists you have?
Well, right now we have 4, but I have seven private rooms. Where each artist has their own room. I don't think we've ever had it full. I think I've been up to 6 at one point, but just the way I do it, and where I have the employees too, because I don't use apprentices to do answer phones and things. I have a studio manager and I have a studio associate, and they're answering calls and doing all the scheduling. And artists, what I've delegated everything, so artists just come and they tattoo and they go home. Right? So yes, there's no. Most of them have a goal of tattooing 6 hours. They tattoo their 6 hours and go home, and there's just no downtime. Not
efficiency,
out of the studio. Yeah, so
for sure.
And a lot of artists have liked that, and some artists have come don't like it. They don't like the structure. They don't like how just structured things are at the studio.
Sure, well, and that's yours, man. You're like, see ya. I don't know. What do you say to that, right? You're doing you, and they need to conform to your. This is my shop, man. This is how it goes.
Yeah. You don't like
it. Take criticism, but I've been doing this a long time. Damn it.
Yeah, well, and the people that have been there for years, I mean, they love it. They love the way it's structured and how they can have more of their personal freedom.
Do you have OGs that been there forever? Tattooer have been with you forever?
Christina's been there for 10 years.
Dude.
So
that says a lot.
That's a while. Yeah.
She's pretty dope, huh?
Yeah, no, she does awesome work. Great person. Pineapple's been there for over 6 years, so he's working his way up. He came from LA.
There's some tatting going on there.
Yeah.
Dude, we were hopping here too that we talked earlier. There's a lot of shops going on right here. Do you guys so you're not do you have walk-in business? Or do you
a little
you aren't, but
I have an apprentice that's been released out into the wild now, right? And she's been tattooing, and so she's been doing walk-ins, but in general normally no. But with her now tattooing, we can handle some.
Grab some of that.
Some walk-ins, but predominantly we're appointment only.
Yeah. I always want, like, cause on the, like Hampton, the shops on like the coast, like that's how they kill it, man. Everybody's just shit faced, walk around, want a dumb little tattoo. They go in and pay $500 for it, and dude, they just roll on. I would hate to do. I would never do that, but I like to see different angles of how people do stuff, and we're strict. Well, obviously, there's no walk in here. Strictly, it's all word of mouth. This is all word of mouth business for me. It always has been. So we just ride on our reputation and our more people noticing and talking, and that's all we do. We don't advertise or anything. But a street shop, you get people wanting just to walk by, and I get tricky. We had one guy stop here one night. It's bizarre, but yeah, you guys all. I'm like, who the fuck are you? How do you know this? There's nothing says nothing out there. You can't. I don't post it. Nobody knows our address unless we give it to you for an appointment. So yeah. So I don't know. It's tricky.
I think in tattooing, at least in tattooing, word of mouth is the best advertising.
It's definitely the most real. It's gonna be real. Like I would think it's like, yeah. I don't know, man. I'm all about people. You got enough people saying good things. There's probably a reason for it. That's believable.
Yeah, we get the ones that we get that are bad. Like when we get bad reviews, it's usually 9 times out of 10, it's over them forfeiting their deposit.
And something they did. See,
it's something they did. Then they go leave it back.
Fucking ownership to nothing.
Nope.
People are fucking weird.
And it always involves lying too, right?
Sure.
They'll go in and say, "Oh, they stole my money," and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, it has nothing to do with that deposit agreement you signed," and then you breaching that agreement. But
Jesus, dude, it gets tricky, huh? The more people, and that's it. The more people you know, the more problems you got. Jay-Z, right? More money, more people. It's just everything's just more. I don't know.
It's true. I was reading one of. I've been a fan of Tony Robbins for years,
totally.
Right? And he was talking about that in one of his books. He was just talking about how the more money you make, it's just the more shit you have. And
dude, and it's so irrelevant. Like, so you make whatever. Say you just live there. Nobody's different than anybody. We're all the same. Like. Most people don't have $10 million in their bank. They just have nice shit. I have really nice stuff. I don't have any fucking money in the bank. I think we're all fairly similar. Like, it's like people just live in their means, right? Doesn't matter how much you make. You kind of live there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tony, dude, he's dope. I like Tony.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Super into that shit.
Been reading his stuff for I don't even know how long. Probably close to 20 years.
It's cool. I like him too. I really like him. So you went to school? Did you go to school right here? In this area, did you say?
I did junior high here, and then my family moved to Las Vegas.
Okay.
So I didn't go to high school here.
Gotcha. Well, I'm born and raised right here in this house.
Oh.
It's trippy. I've been here 40, however old I am. Yeah. I left, got divorced, come back. But I grew up in this house, man. Bought it for my parents, cut this tree down, and built this studio right here. So there's a whole story behind it. It's all pretty cool, but we kind of did it on one of our episodes. But it's kind of a weird story, man. Shit just didn't happen. It's quite the gnarly little thing we did, but yeah, I'm still here. I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. It's nice.
I appreciate it.
I like all the stuff you've done.
I'm kind of a builder guy. She decorates everything. I don't have an eye for that, really. I do like ugly shit like the beam and the rivets and then she does all the pretty shit and then it just flows. And then Jay did this wall and I did that wall. So you can see our different styles. I don't know, man. It's like the blend of everybody in here. But I'm into science of the other thing is like people. It's all about people to me. Comfort. Relaxing people immediately. You go into a doctor's office and it's white and it's green, it's cold, and you're automatically fucking got shit. You're guarded up, you're just tense, and so I put so much of that thought into when I did this to really calm people down, make them smell good, look good. There's a reason for all of what I did, so I hope people feel that when they come in here. Put a lot to it.
It kind of reminds me. Have you ever been to Bodega in Salt Lake?
No.
It's actually one of my favorite restaurants down there. So Bodega is a bar, but then it's a speakeasy. So you have it's the rest. It's like the rest of the place, right? It's the rest is a restaurant, and it's down below Bodega. And a lot of people think Bodega is just the bar, but you can make reservations to the speakeasy. And anyway, you go downstairs, and it's this basement restaurant, and it's
industrially.
Yes.
Fuck, we gotta go.
Yeah.
I'm in fact. So like Fear Factory, the haunted house. That shit. I'm obsessed with that. I love that decor. That's my thing right there.
Yeah,
You mix that with really clean and cut, nice woman touch, and that's me, man. That's us. We blend the two well. I'm ugly, old, rusty, black, and broken. What the fuck are you laughing at? She's all pretty, cute, smelly, good. It's a good blend. Contrast, right? It's all about contrast. What the fuck are they laughing at? What did I do?
Contrast is
You got something
important.
to throw?
It's because you are so sensitive, but a tough guy at the same time.
Oh, dude,
That's you.
I am an absolute fucking totally both sides of that for sure. I'm extreme in every which way. I'm like the guy that'll kill a grown man, but like cry right after. Why'd I do that? And I cry when I see puppies. No. I think we put out quite the opposite of what we usually are, so I try to be exactly what I am to everybody. Without being rude, I just try to just be me. I love it, man. The response is weird. People don't do what you think they do. Online, it's totally different, though, right? Fuck. That shit's not right. That's changed the world. But like face to face, man, I crave it. I don't do texting. I call people. I want to hear. I want to see them. I don't even want to call them, but I'm really into connecting. I think there's a science to it, man. Being just real to people. You don't have to be nice or anything. Just be you, man. If I feel you, if your body language matches your words, shit's good. There's something about that guy when people say that. That's it. It all matches. You can believe them. You're not like, man, you're a fucking weirdo. There's too much of that going on.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
I think I would. No, I don't think I know. I'd happily go back before cell phones and social media and in the internet.
Live in the mountains.
I'd happily do without all of that. I think it's done more harm than good. But
oh my god, it's made things accessible, quick. Too much information, not quality information. That's even a. What's that other little thing I had here? Okay, yeah, well, we kind of did that. So you got any goal, man? You got anything you're shooting for? Or you just rolling? You just taking it, going?
oh, I always have goals.
That's so cool.
There's the tattoo association stuff that I touched on. That obviously that's a goal, and to create a better standard. Just standards in general, apprenticeship standards. Just
Well, they're coming. We may as well help
control it. Yes, yeah. Like if who do we want to put it in place? The government or us? Yes. So that's the thing I don't understand. When I was telling you, I got off on another one of my tangents, but the guy on the Reno convention page, I just said it was awesome, whatever. He commented back to my comment, and we got into this thing, and he was just being an asshole. Well, he ends up calling my fucking studio, right? Like Googled the phone number or whatever, and just to talk shit, right? And it's like, what the fuck, motherfucker? And I'm like, dude, is this really happening right now?
Seriously?
Yeah. But the word regulation for some reason triggers a lot of people in tattooing, and I'm not sure why. It doesn't mean it has to be a bad thing. Obviously we want regulations. We want, and health and safety is my main concern, right? That's the whole focus.
Oh yeah. Let's don't make a bunch of people sick. That doesn't make sense to every human alive. That's ridiculous.
Well, and
it's coming. Let's make it our own, man. I'm so down with that shit.
Well, and so people, for example, right now in Utah, you can buy the stuff online and you can open your own studio next week.
Yep.
Do you see anything wrong with that? Like
it's so simple. It's complicated, right?
Well, when they regulate hairdressers and tanning more than they do tattooing, then that's alarming.
Very true.
So, or even any other trade, plumbing, or to go be a tile setter, for example, is you're gonna have to work as a journeyman for a couple years and prove that. And
very true.
Why don't and all these industries, these trades, they put those regulations in place themselves.
Right.
The government
Plumbers.
did do it. Yes.
Or, yeah.
Plumbers, electricians. Yeah. It's
not fucking government stuff.
So we've had a hard time coming together in this industry.
I don't get it. I don't understand why it's hard. Whether it's enough of us get together, enough people talk about it, maybe it'll happen.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to be very anti-government for a long time, and it's in the shadows, and it's not a concern. We'll take care of it ourselves.
Coming. It's like it's here. Everybody hears it. And it's like let's stop this now.
Well, you see, they're already trying to do it, right? They were trying to, in France, they were trying to ban color pigments, and you have government that's starting to try to, just like that coalition of, Mario Barth and all of that, and they've been trying to address legislation. They've been doing it it's very messy, and it hasn't been organized to be productive. But their ultimate goal is the same, right? They want to protect, and some of maybe it's money, and some of it's their investments. But whatever the reason is protecting the art and protecting the industry is what's most important.
And if it's inevitable and coming, let's control it. I agree with it.
Yeah, because
it's already going to happen. Either they do it and make us do shit they don't know nothing about. You telling me how to build a power line, that ain't going to work. Very simple. Let's control it. Let's get on board and fix it because it's already coming. I mean,
well, you saw New York, right, where they're trying to force the little packets where basically you had the one use little disposable pigment packets. Wow. And yeah, they got shot down, but it almost went through legislation, right, of like, oh, you have to buy these, and it's like a one use little pigment cup.
You squirt it into a cap still, or it's its own thing?
It's its own thing,
like a dip cap.
Yes.
You rip it.
Yeah, and it'd be crazy expensive,
Fuck
right?
Yeah,
and
somebody's trying to get loaded off that.
So there's medical side that's trying to do it, right? So doctors are trying to get involved and make it so a cartridge, for example, is a medical device, and you guys are gonna have to pay this, and it's gonna be a shit ton of money to get this medical device. And so ultimately, it's a lot of the doctors and the medical community that's trying to intervene into tattooing
and taking away. I'm wholehearted, 1,000,000% about taking away common sense is really scary. And then I'm a nuts bolts guy. I build shit. I'm very, very hands-on-y. And when you start trying to do something like that, like you're taking away, we can't keep, you're telling me I'm stupid. I'm too stupid to make sure my ink's up to date, not the shit that's in China getting people sick and well studied on my thing. Like you're taking that from me and telling me this is the only way. It's like, I struggle with that. Like very psychically clean. I'm very proud of what I do. And I don't know, man. Passion. It seems like passion's a little bit gonzo, but people, I don't know. We should be able to handle that yourself. I'm also pro saving all the humans, but you don't just save humans by making 10 million rules either. We got to have people that want to do this so involved in it, man. It's real.
When I think there are a lot, but there's also this taboo side of it, right? Where
we don't mix, bro.
Yeah, my partner tried to take away, or he pulled a guy aside. Again, this is a big name artist who you know of. Pulled him aside. He's like, "Hey, let's talk about this regulation." He's like, "Shh." He's like, "Don't talk about that here. Like, right? Let's not talk about regulation here. That's a dangerous topic." And I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
We're breaking every rule, and he knows it, right?
I don't understand how that's a taboo topic and why there's so much controversy there, but there is.
Shouldn't be gambling with people like that. You shouldn't. You can't gamble with people. That's horrible.
But so ultimately, it's been the industry has been its own worst enemy, right? Like right. That side and that kind of old school mentality of, no, we reject regulation, we reject government involvement.
That's created this problem.
Yes,
yep. Dude, it's real. Very simple. Yep. Go to a doctor that has no fucking. Yeah, there you go. Just a passionate guy that wants to be a doctor. Yeah, you want some schooling. So yeah, I see it. You want something to show. You know what you're doing, right? They try. Yeah, they trust us when they come in here, and you're there. And reputation's all you got, and it's, I guess, repeated good things is the only way to build it. But pirating and hiding and all that, when it's in our doorstep, they're coming down on us. We better just help and do it what we want to do. We can steer it because that guy asked me if I was interested in helping with that. And I was like, hell yeah. Like, I think it'd be great. Right up with whatever we got to do. Let's talk. Like,
well, and I think that's what they're trying to do, right? Is exactly what we touched on earlier. Is they're trying to involve whoever wants to be involved. So they have more of a community platform versus, one or two people, right? Where I was pushing it so long, it was just me pushing it.
Right. And how did we survive as humans even to start with? Everybody had a part in everything, and everybody was together, and now it's all everybody's for themselves. And if we would have done that as a species from the start, we wouldn't be here anymore. We had like everybody worked together. That's what I struggle with. That's why I want this to change. I don't want anything, but if I can influence it a little bit, working together is the answer, man. It's not all this weird you this, me that competition. I don't see it like that at all. I don't compare myself to other people. I already know where I'm at. I'm very confident where I am. I'm not going to think I can be better or any different or any indifferent to anybody. You're very much you, and I'm very much me, and I respect people. So, no, man, it's just...
Well, that's a whole other old school mentality you're talking about, right? Like, so where I've been tattooing, well, going on 26 years now, I've seen Molotov cocktails be thrown into shops. I've seen people get hands broken with ball peen hammers, right? Like that's what tattooing was 20 years ago. When it went mainstream, that's when everything started changing, and it's like then the industry hasn't been able to keep up, right? Because it's come further in the past 20 years than in the past 150. You know what I mean? It's come very far in a short period of time, and it's up to us and more open-minded or newer generations, if the old aren't willing or have the mentality to see the need for change.
Well, I think respecting what's happened is fine. Just like the history thing, I respect it all. It doesn't matter. It happened. It's okay, and acknowledge it, learn from it, and move forward. I always tell everybody when I help, if you drive looking in your rearview mirror for more than 4 or 5 seconds, you're gonna die. Don't look in the rearview, man. It's there. You can use it, but look ahead, man. Let's be proactive on shit. What's happens. Let's learn from it and move forward and innovate. We're here to innovate. We don't even know why we're alive. Humans, we have no idea. We're here to procreate, make more of us for whatever reason, and innovate and keep going. We don't know why. Why? There's no answer, right? Why not try to do shit to the best of your ability while you're fucking here? Just give it all you got. That's what I like, is passionate people. That's why I got this motherfucker behind the goddamn camera right here. I love passionate people, man. I don't even care what you do. If you're a fucking lawnmower, if you give it all you got, I think that's so cool. But it's like they just work and they just live. And I'm like, well, you got any aspiration to do anything? I don't know. But it takes all kinds, man. I'm just but that's what I think it lacks is, and then knowledge too. If you don't know anything, you're not going to be passionate about it. They just, right out of high school, get this tattoo job and it's just a job. No, it fucking isn't. I tattoo because I get to, not because I have to. I want to. I enjoy it. I get to tattoo. I see it that way. It's written right here. I tattoo because I get to. I see it as a gift to me. I've worked hard for it, but I don't see it as a job, man. I love it. I live for it, and I think that's what we lack. Simon Sinek's got a lot of cool shit on that. But passion, man. Nobody ever... you can grind and still be passionate. I mean...
I don't think... Well, I'm not sure of the numbers, but it seems like the majority of people probably aren't passionate or aren't following their passions.
Right. Stuck in something.
Mm-hmm.
You find what you want to do, people, and do it. Like fast and hard and whatever. Believe in something, for God's sake. How are we, Drizzy? Am I killing us?
No, it's all good. We're an hour and 48 minutes in.
Dude, that's a dope one.
Yeah.
Still.
Yep.
I'm very intrigued. 10 more miles. But...
yeah.
God, I had so much cool shit in here. You know what I like about it? I didn't use any of it. Not a single one of them. Didn't need to. It's supposed to be super easy. Just did like it has been, right? Did that one.
I had a question, if you don't mind.
Fly away, baby.
What martial arts did you study?
I did Taekwondo first. I did Jiu-Jitsu. I did Kenjuka Arnis, Iaido, and Aikido.
Are you still studying?
No, I stopped probably, when was it? Maybe 7 or 8 years ago when I got tendonitis really bad in both of my elbows at the same time. And because at the time I was doing Japanese swordsmanship, which is Iaido. So it was ultimately what the samurai studied, right? And, that's when I stopped. I had a hard time sticking my arm out and holding anything, right? So it's bad pain. But probably after a year of therapy, that went away, but I just haven't gotten involved in martial arts again since then.
And you've been to Europe. What's the one place that you haven't been that you were like, I need to go there before I kick the bucket?
Oh, I have a lot of those. I was doing one. Actually, I have tickets in September. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go. That's one of my bucket list. I was going to go to northern Finland and see the northern lights. Right, I'm going to stay in the Arctic Circle, so high north.
Shit's dope.
But I got good flights, a deal on flights to Amsterdam. Then I was just going to use that as my portal to go to Scandinavia from there. But yeah, I got a bunch. Actually, I was going to do two with one in that trip because I have a town, Geethorn in the Netherlands that is like the Venice of the Netherlands, and the roadways are waterways like Venice. So I was going to stay there for a couple of days. It's like 45 minutes outside of Amsterdam, and then I was going to go to Scandinavia. But with the European borders being closed, I don't know when that's going to open.
That's a lot of traveling, bro.
Yeah. Well, it's
that gives you spice. That gives you flavor.
Traveling is one of my favorite things.
Do you like it?
I love it. I don't like it how much I was doing it at one point, and it made me hate it. Actually, I didn't go anywhere for 3 years because of that. But
Line work was tough for that.
I think if I were in a time long ago, that I would probably been a adventurer, traveler, right? It's something that really intrigues me.
But you're true, like all the experience, all the shit you gain from doing all that and being uncomfortable as hell out where you don't know. That's deep. That's where you learn everything, right? Your only way to get comfortable is to be uncomfortable. I force myself into that all the time.
It was a ton of uncomfortable, especially since from in 2000, was it 17 or 18? It was the first time I've ever gone to Europe with somebody. I took my daughter, and actually Pineapple from the studio came. And other than that, all the times I've been to Europe and all these different countries, I was always just alone. I was just by myself. So, and that can be intimidating when you're going to some new place and, people, you've never met anybody, you don't know anybody from there, and going to some convention. And
everything's different. Everything.
Yeah, everything's different.
No familiarity.
Nope, but you're right. To do the things that make you uncomfortable, I think is important to.
Yeah, that's how you conquer that stupid shit. It's weird. You got to do it. It's like you got to face it, and then it goes away. How old's your daughter?
When it creates growth. She's 14.
Nice. I got a 14-year-old. Do you just have one kid?
I do. Yep.
We got 4 of them little bastards. Do you want a couple of them? No, we got 20. They're all gone, all but 2.
14-year-old's the only one that's home.
2 18s, 14 and a 20 something. God damn, we got 4 dogs. You a dog lover?
I tried the dog thing recently, and it didn't work out too well for me. But
we got 4 dogs. You can take one of them too.
I have a cat you can have. So
never content. Here, I don't want this. I love my damn dogs.
I don't dislike dogs. It was just maybe maybe for everything that I have going on, it was too much. And I was told after I tried it for 2 years. I got her as a puppy, and I was told by different dog owners that I chose one of the most difficult breeds.
You got a lab, didn't you?
I got an Alaskan Malamute.
Oh Jesus, that's a big dog. The big ones, big old fluffy.
Yeah, yeah. But they're really stubborn. They're hard to train, and I didn't know any of that. Right, just like the dog, and
cute dog. Let's get it. Like a cute woman. Don't be a cute woman. That's problems.
I think that's part of the problem, right? Is
go for looks, bad deal. But I mean, not my experience. Most of the time, right? You get Barbie, she's a bitch. Well, I have a badass down. I lucked out, bro. I found my little thing.
Well, it's true. Have you seen the crazy hot scale on YouTube? You seen that video?
Oh yeah.
I think there's truth to that.
Where it's numbered from 1 and it tells you the different. Yeah. I've seen that. Shit's real. Oh God, humans, we're so fucking weird.
I think
I love us.
We're in the immediate gratification culture, right? And so people want to rush things. They want to, and I've been guilty of that, and I've been pressured into rushing and into relationships, and then you realize that you're not so compatible because you moved so quick.
Yeah,
and that's been part of my.
Times were slower back then, huh? Shit was earned and worked through, and now it's like everything's just now. If you Google anything you want, right there, boom.
Well, yeah, you took the time to
In our face, bro. 24 hours a day.
you took the time to get to know people, and
Rhetoric, comment, talk.
yeah,
It's real, dude. It don't even exist anymore.
no, I don't think so. I think it's rare.
They're doing now a psychology thing. You probably know all about it. There's a texting psychology course you can do with teach what they're actually saying instead of because everybody texts. So there's a texting psychology. No, that doesn't mean that. It actually means this. Well, it says fuck you. I mean, I'm not gonna. God damn it! I'm so confused. People, man, just talk. People talk to each other. I'm all about people, bro.
Well, and the problem with that, and maybe you know this already, but the words that words that make up communication, they're only 7% of communication.
Nailed it.
So that's why there's so much misunderstanding when you don't have body language, you don't have tone, there's no emotion, and people take things the wrong way, and then they don't even realize that's why they're taking it the wrong way, right?
All miscommunication, dude. It's sad.
So you have to take, if you're texting, you're an avid texter, you have to take it all with a grain of salt, right? Because you don't know what, this happened to me the other day of somebody that she was going through some struggles, and so I'm dating somebody right now, and she's somebody I've known for years, and we've just been friends, but we started dating, and this girl was going through some struggles, so I was talking to her, trying to help her, and she took it as a way of like, I don't know, like there was potential there to date or something, and so she would text me and she would give me like a lot of pressure and be like, hey, like, wonder if we can get together. And this was a couple months ago. And I would just be like, hey, well, I'm busy. I got my daughter for the next few weeks. And she just like lose her shit. Right. And I'm like, we hung out one time and it was just talking about the problems and stuff that you're having. And it's not like there was no pretense of, dating or.
And how different would it have been had you been there, right? Totally different outcome.
Yeah.
It's so fucking weird.
Well, and it just got ugly, and she didn't even see that she was where her error was, right? She just wasn't trying to understand. She thought what she was seeing was what I meant.
Oh, shit. Dude, that shit creeps me out. And I'm horrible at it. Like, you see a text from me, it's like 1, 2, 3. There's no you is you. Like, fucking. Yeah. This shit's so it's misunderstand. You don't understand. There's no body. I need a body, man. I got to be around people. I'm a people guy.
Well, I have problems anyway because right now I'm gonna look at this and tell you.
Do it.
It is 258 unread text messages right now. Is what I have.
Fuck, from everybody. That's not as one person.
Friends, family. So no clients have my phone number. So that's just that
was the girl.
Friends, family. No, this is just a lot of people. So I found out probably about 6 years ago. It was actually during, I'm sure you know Jeff Gogway.
No.
You don't know Jeff Gogway?
Tattooer?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, well,
Local guy?
He's in Oregon. Okay. He's an awesome tattoo artist. He's a good friend of mine. He's done a lot of work on me, and I have a big traditional back piece that goes down to the backs of my knees, and he's doing it. Anyway, we were having a session, and we were talking about some of the just life and stress, and he was like, well, what is it that's stressing you out? Be honest with yourself. Is it your phone? Is it people you're talking to, like women, like what? And I came to the conclusion or figured out that my phone was causing me a ton of stress, and I found a book that was, how I ghosted my phone and took my life back.
Dude, I've heard of that.
And so I started ghosting my phone, and a lot of my stress started going away. And of course, it frustrates people, right? My dad gives me shit all the time about.
That's on them, though.
I haven't heard back, and you're not texting back, and I'm just like, well,
It's on them.
I don't
know what you need. I think that's cool.
Yeah, it's definitely helped a ton, and I'm not real responsive on social media because of that, like writing messages, and especially when people ask me, hey, how much do you charge? And
yeah, come on, yeah. You're right. You're that many. You can't fucking do it. Like, that's a lot, man. That's a lot to do. I think that causes stuff fall on its own, right? You got so much traffic. That's crazy, man.
Well, and I just found
I don't want to do this anymore. We're gonna stop. I'm gonna quit tattooing. No more nothing. Careful what you wish for, right? It's weird.
Well, and I don't even want to. The people that are so focused on just price aren't the right fit in general.
Fame.
So.
I don't want you uncomfortable, but your success is comes a lot comes with it.
I think, well, I mean, I guess I figured this everybody had that problem, but
No, sir, we do not.
no.
Not on that scale. Different scale. $1 million versus 100,000, whatever. Same thing, right? He lives at that level. I live at whatever. Same thing, but different. I think numbers speak. When it's that many people, it's that many more emotions. It's that many more. Emotion shit fucks it all up. You're trying to decipher all of it because nothing's black and white. You got to pick through it, and that's where it gets. But that's a tricky thing there because you care, man. That's what I think. You really want to do the right thing and care, and that gets fucking taxing. At that level, I would think at our little level, it's manageable.
No, you're right. And a lot of that has, it's been stuff that I've analyzed a lot, especially this past few months where, people are saying, just go back to just talking or, posting your tattoos. And, and I went back and forth a lot on that. I'm like, God, maybe they're right. Maybe I just need to share my art and not my views. But then I have this inner turmoil of right now, I haven't seen a time in my life where I think it's more important to have your stance right now than not, or just let's just ignore it and hope that it goes away. And so then I'm like, no, fuck that. I'm going to say what I want to say. It's still my personal page. It's not my business page. And yes, I share my art on there, but I have the right and the freedom to say what I want.
Yes, you
And
do.
I guess if people don't like it, then they don't have to follow me.
Yeah,
But
you'll gain all the good and all the bad. They know there's no division. That's how I am at work. We talk about it all the time. There's no gray area with Junior. It's you love him or you hate him, and I like that. And they don't need to be gray area. You like me or you don't. And chances are, if you're being honest, people, it's okay. There's always pushback, but I don't know, man. Just be up. Yeah, when you just own your shit, I don't know. People, that's on them. I have tried too hard to please everybody. It's hard. Because I am Mr. People Guy. It's hard, man. That's why this shit tripped me out. Scared to death to get you. I wasn't scared. This says fear nothing in Italian. So I don't fear anything, Jared. But I was humbled when you started coming. I was like, oh, shit, here we go. I don't get nervous. I wasn't nervous, but I was like, okay, we got to make this shit. I'll make sure we do. I know I'm making you uncomfortable. I'm sorry. You made me uncomfortable.
oh, no.
No, man, that was cool. I'm really, really glad you came. I kept thinking he's going to call. He's going to bounce. He ain't going to show up. There's no way. So
Oh, well, that's disappointing.
that was just cool, man. I just thought it was cool. Shit, he's here.
I
I don't know. This is the first time we've even met in the whole world. Like I never even met you before. So that's what I thought was so cool. That's yeah. There's something there. Something worked. But all I was saying to that was I think I was just real to you when I approached you. I was just real, and it is what. And I think that works. That thing works, man. People are so I don't know. We're so easy, but complex. So simple, it's complex, which makes it hard to achieve stuff. We didn't even talk about tattooing really well.
yeah.
Fucking
So,
life coaching fucking
Yes.
podcast.
sorry about that. I know
Fuck
that
it. We'll do another one someday.
we went on a lot of different tangents.
My
But
favorite. I'm a tangent guy.
yeah, so am I. In fact, maybe it's not a great thing in my personality, but
Attention. I bet the detail in your tattoos shows that, right? Like I got the detail. Like it's not just like look around here. Every nut and bolts touch, same thing.
so yeah. So the details of it, that's my favorite part in tattooing.
You're a line guy. You like to crisp it all up and
No, not necessarily that. I just like all the small details. I like people to look at the tattoo work and they're like, oh, I like that, and then they look closer and
Pick
then
out the
they start,
small-
and they
yeah.
start seeing all the details, and that's my favorite part.
that's dope, man. That's dope.
I'm definitely a detail guy.
That's cool. We've been doing it a long time. You're not a coil guy. You're a rotary guy.
I mean, obviously used coiled, right? I used to build my own needles like a lot of the people that have been tattooing as long as I have, and before they sold pre-made tattoo needles. And it was actually an experience that I had with, I don't know if you're familiar with Seth Safari.
Damn it.
He builds machines. He was part of, I think he was building or selling through Workhorse Irons.
Farre? Fair? Is that how you say it?
Safari, it's
Seen that, okay.
I think Fferi.
I haven't
But
seen that. Machine builder.
he was a big wig in in building machines. And so I'd reached out multiple times to different machine builders because one of my machines took a shit. And for my style, I like a fast running but soft hitting machine. And they're like, well, that's counterproductive to what you want. I'm like, I don't care what you think. This is just how I want you to build it.
Yeah.
And they literally wouldn't build it for me like that because they're like, well, that goes against the tattoo rules. And I'm like, well, that's how I like it. And so I kept approaching different machine builders and like, okay, Seth said, I'll build you one like that. And well, he built it and it was this, I had problem after problem. I was breaking springs. The spring shelf wasn't quite level. And so I kept having to send it back to him and he would have it for months. And the last time I don't even know, I think he had it for like 6 months and I still hadn't have it back. I'm like, you know what, dude, just give me my fucking money back. Like
Build my own shit.
I'm done with this shit. And so that's when I started researching rotaries because I just got sick of all the maintenance and the inconsistencies in coil machines because there are.
Very much.
They're finicky day to
mechanical.
day. Yes, there's a lot of moving parts. I like the simplicity of a rotary. I like that I like the pen. I have no options. I like how I have no options. I can't adjust it.
Yeah, don't give me anything
Yeah.
to think about.
Yep.
That's it. That's the rabbit hole thing. I get
Yeah,
it.
that's what I like about it. Once I have more options, then I overanalyze it and I fuck with things too much. And
Dude, they're so efficient. Cartridge, I'm cartridge guys, just in and out, just it's super efficient. I don't know. It's ease of it. I respect the old chips. I got a whole drawer full of them. I love them just for what they are, because they are mechanical, but they are a lot of work. 4 machines set up to do one thing, you're set up in 5 minutes versus 2.5 hours of. Well, I don't know. We used to set up different shit, so you have to change in the middle. You had everything out and ready. God, it's so. But there's the respect for the craft when you do that kind of work too. So I see both sides of it. But
well, it's really nice when you're traveling too because I don't have to. It's just one machine and
shit.
cartridges. Yeah, and I don't have a bunch of shit. I don't have to go through customs with a bunch of shit. But I think for me, my opinion of rotaries is they're less trauma to the skin because of their consistency, and you can just get things done more efficiently, and they run the exact same day to day, or at least the ones I have.
and you can talk, and your fucking hand isn't numb,
Yeah.
and your fucking ears aren't ringing at the end of the day. Yeah.
Well, that Seth machine, I'd have to bang it. I'd have to bang it on my counter because it would magnetize. So I'm sitting there like banging my
Top spring
machine
stick
on
to
the
the screw, or
Yep.
the other way. Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, I would stick down to the coil on the the armature bar, and I'd bang it on the counter to demagnetize it. And I was like, oh my god, fuck this thing. So
So much work, dude. Maintenance. Yeah, they're way easier. They're just so much easier. Shit's come a long ways. See, we're innovating, right?
no, yeah, I'm all about it. And then I know that's a rarity for somebody like myself, where I'm not some super old guy like some of these other tattoo godfathers that have been in it for so long. But a lot of the people that have been in it for a long time usually don't kind of evolve with things, right?
They don't progress with the art. They have, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm all about that, obviously, because like you already know, that growth is something we always need to be doing. And if we can make something better or figure out a better way, then we should.
And there always is.
Yeah, there always is.
And we don't even know why we're doing it, but we do. We just keep making better. I think it's just a human thing, man. It's real.
Well, and it's important. I mean, look at the stuff that is being done on skin that wasn't even possible 20 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Like nobody was doing.
Butcher, you see some of that shit, you're like, what the fuck? It is a picture, bro. It's Michael Jordan. It's a picture. It's unbelievable, man. Shit's crazy. Yeah, you couldn't have done that 20 years ago. There's no fucking way.
No, and that's for a lot of reasons, right? You had people like real artists started getting into the craft, like people with art degrees and people
dudes.
with what's that?
Instead of gnarly dudes that were out back smoking and had no idea.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a lot of biker controlled and biker gang, taxing tattoo shops and territory and all this weird shit. And it wasn't really about the art, I think back then.
Now it's very skilled people.
Yeah.
And then we go the other way and everything starts falling apart on the other end. There's always a spectrum, man. It's weird. You get one, you lose the other.
It's frustrating. Again, even with the industry, I have this love-hate thing. Obviously I love tattooing and I'm very passionate about tattooing. And then there's a lot of things in the industry that I strongly dislike.
Yeah.
So it's
Well, I love it. I do. I love it. I live for it. I don't know. I just keep going. Someday I'll be as long as you have been. It's going to be another long time, though.
yeah.
20-some years. Jesus. We're going, though. We're definitely going. We're busy. But I'm really happy to have you, man. Thanks for coming over. I'm blown away. I got to come check out that shop.
Yeah, no. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Information, that's it. Knowledge is the most important resource we have, and nobody likes to share it. It's very interesting. I think if you don't know shit, you don't say shit. It's weird. People spread the wrong stuff, man.
I think, that was one of those taboo things, right? We were talking about Guy Aitchison earlier and how he was kind of breaking the mold and talking about things where they're like, well, trade secret. I even had some tattoo artists, some of them were big name, that were hassling me on one of my posts I did about tattoo pricing. And he's like, hey, you shouldn't be sharing this shit publicly. I'm like, you mean like public knowledge, like shit that they can call the studio and find out?
Yeah,
I'm like, what?
Anyway. Yeah.
Like, what is the problem with this? And it's somebody, he's got a shitload of followers, and we had some negative words because, number one, what are you doing? And he was an asshole, right? He wasn't. His first comment wasn't too bad, and but after I'd commented back, like, hey, I see this as a good thing. I see this as education, and I'm helping to educate consumers and potential clients about why there's such a wide range of pricing in the industry. That was my ultimate goal.
Yeah.
Well, that inspired all these other artists to message me and say, hey, like, I think we should come up with more accurate chart. And so over the next, I think it was a month or two, where I conversed with a bunch of different tattoo artists, and we took all of our averages together as far as, average of doing a sleeve, for example, and then breaking that down by square inch price and saying, based on the hours that it took. And so that's where that new chart that we formed, but it was based off of not everybody,
Sure.
more of people that were quality tattoo artists, not including the people that are shitty.
Right.
Because those first charts encompassed everybody, which would drive the averages down.
Right.
So we wanted to do one that was more focused on quality artists and what are our averages. So that's why I posted the newer one. And that's where I was getting like so much shit for it.
Well, that's all part of fixing everything like you did before. That could go right into that. Like community, man, everybody get together and fix this stuff. Like make it all a thing. There's no rules that it is no rules. And sometimes diamonds come out of the rough. I don't know, man, because I did it all wrong. But sometimes the people that do that, they got it. Like there's a reason for that. And I think that, failure shows quicker, in my opinion. Failure, whether it's with people or bad art, doesn't matter. The weakness will show quickly if that person doesn't have whatever passion to actually drive to do it. I'm just a hands-on guy and got to do it. So I did it. Like you said, guy pushed everything. That's why you only gain when you find the edge and push. That's how we gain, and that's just how I think. But even though it's not right what I did, and I know that, but that's just how I am. I don't know, man. I'm not a follower. I'm absolutely a leader, and that's just the way I always will be.
I think the only problem, and this is my own opinion, because obviously a lot of artists have different opinions as far as the way that you did it, is just more of the health risk part. Sure. that I have, that I see a problem with, of like, that's what needs to be fixed. Not necessarily that like, oh, you needed to do it this way because that's how we've done it. Because you could go get an apprenticeship at somebody and not get taught shit still about the cross-contamination. And so just because you get an apprenticeship doesn't mean that you're going to be taught properly or be even taught about health and safety, where I see big namers cross-contaminating. So that, and it's funny because they'll be the first ones to condemn those that are doing it wrong. I'm like, you're fucking setting up your shit with bare hands and you're talking shit on somebody who didn't do an apprenticeship.
See, that's where I don't know how to go about it. That's the race car that makes you fast. It ain't like that. It don't matter how nice the car is. It's the people with the stuff to make it all work. So I don't know, man. I don't know how to fix it. I really don't.
Well, I bought my shit online. My first I don't know if you remember or if you were in it at a good time, but there was Spalding and Rogers. Do you remember?
Mine was Element.
Well, before pretty much any of the tattoo suppliers existed, there was Spalding and Rogers. We call them Spuck for short, but they I ordered a kit off there, right? My power unit was like a big fucking welding box.
Sure.
Right? That's how huge it was. And I was scratching, right? I was a teenager, but I realized when I was doing it, like, hey, I want to do this right. I want to get into an apprenticeship. So then I started looking for an apprenticeship, and I got in. So I'd started off the wrong way, but then I also made a huge mistake with the apprenticeship I did, because the guy, he was a scratcher, which ultimately is an untrained tattoo artist, right? And that's who was teaching me. So he didn't have the knowledge to teach me, because he didn't really know what he was doing,
right?
Essentially. And
ignorance is bliss.
To be successful in this, you have to learn from other people, because it's so hard. It will take you so long, and it's still going to come. Information's still going to come from other people, right? It's a craft that you have to have mentors. And while mine didn't give me the skill that I gained, it was from a lot of different people, and it was from seminars and DVDs, and because his apprenticeship sucked.
You were
right?
digging. You wanted it. You were digging.
I was, even so much that I was part of this forum back then that were all these guys that were on, like Guy was on it, and it was before Guy was huge, and Aaron Kane and Permapro and all these old schoolers were on there, and I used to talk to all these people.
Sharing, just talk, yeah.
Yeah, and I'd ask them, they'd give me information, I'd compile all this stuff, and my mentor was like, well, you should save all that, and you should bring it in, basically like give me access to it. I'm like, well, fuck you, dude. Like, you go put in
I did all the
work.
work.
Yeah, so I wasn't sharing, so like if you want it, then you can go get it.
That's it. I respect that, dude. I do. The whole thing's cool.
But so I have the theory that doing it that way, it just takes a lot of years. Like if you do an apprenticeship with a kick-ass mentor, it's just going to streamline the process. You're going to get to where you want to be a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
It's true. It is. It is very true. Well, God damn it. I still give it all I got, Jared, every day. Having you guys is nice because we can shoot for, and I see what I need to shoot for. I got a target. That makes you uncomfortable. I'm sorry.
No, it's
Strive to be better.
I'm working on getting better about it.
Always.
It's more of I don't mind stuff like that. It's kind of when it goes on and on.
Right.
Right. Like when somebody keeps talking about it, and in a single paragraph.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it starts. It starts making me uncomfortable.
The easiest way, what do you think about all these online people not selling to people that don't have some kind of a certificate? Would be a good angle to take all that kind of stuff too.
So I know some of them have been doing that for years, right? Like I know Kingpin does it. I don't know how much they're verifying or
They do every time.
Do they?
Yeah, we're big. Well, I think you use them mostly. Tassel, same thing. You got to enter in your shit and everything, and number, all that.
Yeah, so I think that's great. I mean,
There's so many holes, bro.
Yeah.
China, look the fuck out, China.
You can get $5 machines from China.
Dude,
so
and dynamic ink that kills people. That was not cool.
Dynamic?
Yeah, they had some shit ink from China that they banned or whatever. It had all that shit in it.
Starbright had that as well. So Starbright was one of the first inks and pigments I started with, and there was Cinnabar in the red ink, which that was common in red ink back then, but that's a toxic to the body and can cause all sorts of reactions.
Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Jesus. What do you guys? Use all kinds of stuff now for ink? I know it gets tricky, but
I don't. So I was sponsored for years by Fusion, and
Fusion's dope. I got a whole shitload of it.
And I recently lost my sponsorship, which I'm not real happy about, and I've gone to World Famous because of that. But ultimately, what I look for is that they've met European standards, right? Because European standards are a lot higher than ours, and we don't have a governing entity that cares about tattoo ink or even regulates it in America. So you can literally have whatever shit you want in there. Nobody's going to say anything or
Right.
or even check. So it's, I think that's important. But Fusion, it is good. It's clean. They meet European standards. I had accidentally I copied somebody else's hashtags. I thought he had a good list of hashtags. I put them in my notepad and I edited some up. Well, I had missed that he had world famous ink in there. So on a few of the tattoos I did, I just copied and pasted, or I just pasted my hashtags in there and just moved on like quick, paste the max amount that Instagram allows.
Fucking
And
got mad.
well, yeah, he messaged me. He's like, "Hey, wasn't this done with Fusion Ink?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did that with Fusion Ink." I'm like, well,
I black with world famous.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, why? What's up? And he's like, well, you have world famous. And I'm like, oh my God, I did that. That was a total accident. I started looking back and I did it on multiple ones because I just pasted in there.
Dude.
But then he kicked my sponsorship over it and there was no conversation. It was just over Instagram messaging. And I'm like, dude, I've been a sponsored artist for years and I've been like loyal to Fusion. And so it was a stab in the side.
Fucking moving on then. Fuck them.
Yep.
God
yeah.
damn you, Fusion.
So, and that was.
I don't stick to any. I very much use what's good. I'm always innovating. I'm always trying. I'm very big on trying with research the best. I think newest, innovative. I like to try new shit. That machine, man. I think it's fucking insane. I think it's the only way we grow is by knowing, and then I don't know.
I won't be part of a sponsorship again over that whole experience. I didn't like that. I mean, that's all it took, that I can't use another ink or I'm shit canned.
I just posted that wrong. Sorry. Like, how the fuck they even know? Yes, that's money, dude. It's stupid.
Yeah, so what if, for example, I like world famous black way more than I like Fusion black, and even their black and gray sets. I'm not a fan of the Fusion black and gray set. So I was already dabbling in Fusion doesn't know this, but I was already
Now they do. Fuck you, Fusion.
for the
I
past
don't hear this shit.
for the past couple years prior for me to losing my sponsorship, all my black and gray was done with world famous, but I was still tagging Fusion because I didn't want to be disrespectful or piss them off, or and I didn't even know something so light would cause me to lose my sponsorship.
At the end of the day, we can. Yeah, it's so stupid. Do you wash out your black and gray, or do you do kits?
Geez, I've done so many different things. I even have are you familiar with Philip Liu?
Philip Liu, the tattoo, yeah.
Yeah. So I have a recipe from him is actually given to me. It was given to Mike Dorsey from Philip Liu, and then Mike Dorsey gave it to me. And so it's cool because it's all in Philip Liu's hand wrote it out, and but it took Pelican ink, and I was basically double boiling the Pelican ink and washing it out to the percentages that I wanted to.
In a bigger bottle, or just as you go each time?
No, yeah, I would set my bottles, my different washes, and it was before you could buy the pre-mixed washes, and so that's what I used to do. Once they started making, I got old. I got sick of, and Pelican was hard to get for a while because I guess the owner is religious, and he found out tattoo artists were using it to tattoo with, and he had a major problem with that.
This is for pens.
Yeah. And he was making it hard to get, and so then I started looking for other solutions. But yeah, so now I use it's the Eric Rabel kit is the one I like from
Wash set.
Yeah,
It's dope.
I do have to make 3 of my own because the lightest still doesn't go real light. So then I make three lighter ones than that.
You like. I love that.
Yeah,
There's no rules to it. You need to do what you need to do. That's just it. I do mine right as I do them each time. So I've tried everything too. But
well, that's the problem that I had with the Fusion.
try things and you know what you like, right?
Yeah, you experiment. Yeah, I love messing around with different things, but the Fusion, it was just healing too light for my liking. I just wanted something darker and because when you get that really light gradient, and then in a few years it's so light you can barely see it. I wanted more of my light to be, something that doesn't fade out in a couple of years or become so light that you can barely see it. So that's why I started experimenting with different blacks. And
Gotcha. That's what I'm currently writing balls deep in Mortal Famous, dude. I got a whole bunch of it in there. I've tried everything. Silverback, I love Silverback too, personally, but I don't know. There's so much behind all of it. Everybody has their own thing, and I don't even. If you dipped in one and didn't even know which one was what, I don't even know if people actually know. I don't know. But some you can kind of tell they're thicker than others, and so I think just I think try everything. That's me. I just try stuff, man.
Well, and some of them too. And I agree, and I like it. I think you should. I think you should you should never become complacent over even a machine or a pigment. In fact, I bought one. It was last year at the Tattoo Fiesta in New Mexico. I was down at that convention, and I did a seminar at that one, and I ended up buying a machine while I was there. He's actually a local guy, Steve Tippett. I don't know if you've heard of him or not. He's a machine builder. He's in Salt Lake, and he owns a couple tattoo studios. But I got one of his. This is a rotary, and because I wanted something that would run slower, so I could slow it down and get some of my strokes to be dots. Because I'm doing I like that. I've done a lot of single needle, and like I'm doing a sleeve right now. The whole sleeve is done in single needle.
Jesus.
So
That's a lot of work.
all my shading is, I'm whipping it out to get those dots.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm using his machine.
Stipply-ish.
Yeah, because I couldn't achieve that with the pen. It just runs too fast.
Right.
So
That's these new ones have adjustment too. They're all battery. Fuck that cord.
yeah,
Battery is dope. There's one right there. They're cool, man. They're fucking cool.
I hated my cord until I got that hijack, and now I'm not too bad. But the hijack is this big cane. Basically, it hooks on the side of my big cane that keeps the RCA cord up here,
Like above you.
So, yeah.
Dude, that's dope.
So it just hangs down, it never touches the floor. Or
Shoulder wrapping around your neck, and that stupid shit.
yeah, nope.
Dragging it across their back all day. Oh, God, this shit's gross. I love them batteries, man. They're dope. That company is cool. I'm a hard life rotary guy, for sure. Thing's cool. It's super soft. I've tried it. It's tricky. It's cool. Just like a coil machine. It's weird. I don't know how they did it, but you can adjust it. I'll show you. It's cool. I love that thing. That's why I built this. Hard life. Damn it. Hit me up. They actually bumped our Instagram, but he didn't want to buy it apparently. Randy. Come on, Randy. Anyway, I'm talking too much.
It's it's interesting, all the different options and machines. There's so many options.
Try stuff, man. Figure it out. Well, I like your guy. I hope you dig your guy.
I do.
I built that for you, mister.
Yeah, thank you.
So
I appreciate it.
Go throw it in your shop or throw it away or sell it or something.
No, it will, like I said, it'll go well. I actually have a strange fascination with skulls and have for a long time. I collect human skulls, right? I have
Human skulls. Real ones.
Yeah.
Paul Booth shit.
I don't know. Does he do that?
Oh, yeah. He's a crazy fucker.
For years I've done that, and so I have some of them in my room, and my room is really. I actually have a couple sculptures that a friend of mine has done. He's done the assemblage sculpting, but he'll do it. It's not. He doesn't use any metals like you're doing, but kind of similar concept.
Check it out, dude. All macabre and dark. I love it. That's my shit. I love that.
Yep, macabre is it's definitely. I have a special love for it.
Yep. The dark, the not cool stuff. Not supposed to do that. Trey, you got anything to say?
Yeah, just where the people can find you at. What's your socials?
It's just my name, just Jared Preslar. That's what I've always used. Lucky Bamboo Tattoo is our studio social media. Or is that what you meant? Social media?
Yeah, just all the socials.
Yeah. I just have that one single Instagram for me, and then I have the page for myself, and then we have the studio page.
Awesome.
They already know you anyway. Go to Lucky Bamboo. You'll see their shit. Damn it. It's true. He's everywhere. I know that makes you uncomfortable.
Try to be everywhere, or at least I did try to be everywhere.
Very humbled to have you, man. Thank you very much for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Anytime. Welcome here anytime. Dre.
Thank you to all the support on Instagram and YouTube. The Let's Go podcast has really reached new levels, and we appreciate everybody's contribution.
Without you guys, that's not happening. I'm just the talker guy. So I appreciate you very much, man. I really do. Okay, fellas. Is that it? You got anything else? You done? I'm good. I'm hungry. It's time to eat. Or we're going to tattoo Dre's face. Come on, Drizzy.
Get the Post Malone.
You do little rose, little sky right here.
Something crazy.
God, that face tattoo. That's a whole nother thing. We could talk for way too long, I think.
Yeah.
You made fucking sit for days.
Yeah, that Post Malone's getting all over the place, huh?
He's in Morgan, bro.
One of my clients.
I have a client story too. We got her to do this. You do yours.
Well, one of my clients he's a knife builder, and I saw Post Malone. I saw a picture. He's been teaching him how to make knives, right? To
Jesus.
forge the knives. But
I have a client sitting here the other day. This is no shit. She's like, long story. I make it longer, but she's in Morgan at the gas station. And she's bent down, putting air in her tire, and here's this car pull up behind her, like situational awareness. She didn't see, but she could tell something was weird. And she's like, she kind of turned around, and this guy's in this black something Bentley. I don't know if it was a nice car, she said, but he's like asking her where the post is. It's the bar up there, hitching post. She's like, you're from here? He's like, well, yeah, but I'm wondering where the post is. Anyway, she's like, it's right across the street right there. It was Post Malone. She's like, he said, you don't know who I am, do you? She didn't know who he was until he had left and the fucking store come running out and she's like, that was fucking Post Malone. Anyway, driving in his car right there, wanting to know where the post is. That bar is about the size of this room right here. It's just funny. Like he'd run into him and I guess he was super cool, but he was lost and it was right across the street. But anyway, if you know where that's at.
it's a random place for him to be in Morgan.
That's where he's got a house up there.
That's what I've heard.
So apparently we heard that story. I was digging. That's funny shit. We got all kinds of funny stories like that. But that's for another show. We're going to have to do 10 shows with Jared. We got too much shit to talk about. We're into too much stuff, not just tattooing. That's why. That's a good thing. I am. Thanks for your help, Dre. Dre Waka. Look him up. Do it. Follow his Instagram. Look at Jared's Instagram, Lucky Bamboo. You'll find him. Don't follow us. Please. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Thanks, Dre. Love your face. See you on the next little one.
All right, we out.